We need to make it brighter.
Okay.
Hi.
There
welcome.
we go.
All right. So welcome.
Glad you made it. Glad we made it.
Yes, I thought we weren't going to there for a minute.
Had a couple technical difficulties getting here, but we are here.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if you guys have the same experience, but it seems like no matter how much you test your tech and do practice runs, it's like you get ready to go and something changes. But we're very glad you're here. We're very sorry for the slight delay, but I think everything is up and running. You will notice this is a slightly different platform because Facebook just took away our ability to go live. But this should be very similar. You can still chat with us. So I think all should be well. And I see, oh good, we're getting highs. So people are seeing us. They seem to be able to make comments. So I think we're looking pretty good.
Very good.
Awesome. All right. So welcome. This, of course, is the wrap party for GOHQV2023 Virtual 2023. And I think this is the most excited I have been for a wrap party because we have some extra special treats. I mean, like a freebie plus some of the content that we're going to share in this is totally different than we've done in the past. So I can't wait for you to see it. And I just thought we should keep up the momentum that we've started. So I think you're going to really enjoy this wrap party today. And of course we have giveaways. We always have that. So we're excited about that. I do want to mention really quick that if you are on here live or the replay for a little bit of time, the pass is going to go up to full price. Now, even at full price, it is still like basically a steal. I mean, truly. Even at full price, it's less than $1 per session, and that would be like getting all the tons of bonuses for completely free.
Right.
So it's still ridiculous at its full price. But for just a bit longer while we're on this live and for a little bit after, you can sneak in for even half off of that. So if you don't have that, I would highly recommend you go check that out if that is something that you are interested in. And I know probably a ton of you on here already have the pass. We have well over 20,000, I forget exactly where we're at, of you have the pass. So I will also, in a little while, be going through and showing you kind of the back end of the pass and making sure you know how to find everything so you're able to get the most out of it. And so we'll be
If you have the pass, I want to know. Let us know in the comments. Say like, have the pass.
Or just say pass.
Pass.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say.
Pass almost sounds like you're passing.
Yeah, pass almost means like, you could say pass that you don't have the pass. Like, I passed on the pass.
Yeah, so I would say like all access pass.
Yes, lifetime access. Wahoo! Any of the above.
Yes, I would love to know who has it. I would just love to get, okay, we see some with the pass, and I would love to know so that we're able to, like I said, we'll show you kind of the inside of the portal, make sure everybody knows. Oh, I see greetings from Pittsburgh. I used to live in Pittsburgh.
There it is.
Love that.
There's all the comments coming in.
Oh,
okay, pass is working. They're all commenting pass. We got the gist.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what matters.
All right. There are, just like I thought, there are tons of people on here who have the pass. And again, if you don't, the links that I put up here on the screen are not clickable. There is a clickable link in
You're going to sit up a little bit with where those links are.
I know.
Get your face over it.
I know, my face, it's like cutting off my face. But here, I can actually move it down. You will type those into your browser, and it's also the same links for the most part are in the description. So you can also click them there if you want, but sometimes it's just easier. It's hard to get to the description, so these are easier.
Yes. I did want to say a few people who are saying like it took a long time to find the live. We only just went live. I don't even know what the official time is.
You're not really late at all.
It took us, Facebook, as you may see, we are now on YouTube. Facebook would not let us go live on our page, and we have absolutely no idea why. And also, whenever you're trying to hit go live is not the best time for troubleshooting.
Yes, why it's not working.
Issues. So we went live a few minutes late. Apologize for that. But
I feel like
so
Facebook has been very glitchy all week for us.
Actually, so I would love to know how this works for you just as a user experience. So not the like getting here process. We know that that was terrible. But now that you're here watching this video, let us know how it is with commenting, with seeing us, everything like that, because with a lot of the issues that we had with Facebook over this past week, we are really considering doing all of our lives on YouTube next year instead of using Facebook. Just trying to make it as user-friendly as possible, trying to run into as few glitches as possible. So definitely either in the comments or after this video wraps up, let us know just how this is from a user standpoint.
Yes, we'd love to hear because we always take feedback. We'll have a link to a feedback survey for you all tomorrow as well. But we love hearing your thoughts, and we are always trying to improve and see how we can make the experience better and smoother. So yes, all right.
I see lots of Go YouTube comments. So
okay, people are liking the YouTube.
Yeah.
All right.
Easy enough, and also better than when we couldn't go live on Facebook. So
yeah, and it actually worked.
I know. Gold star to YouTube for letting us go live. So
all right, awesome. And I see it seems like plenty of people have found their way here, so that's excellent. All right, so let's see. What else do we need to talk about before we dive into the content? Okay, so I think this is what everyone really wants to know. The giveaway. So you just go there. That link is not clickable. You can type that in your browser, or that link is also in the description, and you can go ahead and enter the giveaway. We're going to have several giveaways throughout the live today. The grand finale will be giving away 5 $100 Container Store gift cards. We're giving away several other things, but you only need to enter one time. So once you've entered once, you're completely entered for all the giveaways. But that is the link for you to go ahead and do that. We'll put that up a few more times because I know that people will be popping in, all throughout the time that we are live. And let's see, any other items of business we need to discuss?
Okay, so we haven't got there yet, but several people are trying to click the links in the description, which, yes, the binder link, you'll see it has the word note included in the link. You don't want the word note included in the link. So it just copied some extra
and
text.
We can't edit while we're live?
I'm not sure what would happen if I tried, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
So
we're not sure. We're not as familiar with
Yeah,
YouTube.
we haven't really gone live on YouTube, but if you're trying to click those links, just copy all the way to the end of the word binder and leave off the word note, and that link will take you there.
Okay, yeah. And we'll probably talk about those a little bit more.
But the giveaway link, let's see, that one, just clicked on that. That one is working.
All right.
So the giveaway link is working, the all access pass link should be working as well, and the free gift link is working. So I mean, all the freebies and things are working.
Okay, so before I dive into the content, which we're gonna start out, like I said, we have tons of surprises for you today, but we're gonna start out with talking about how to keep up the momentum and how to kind of apply what you've learned long term. But before we do that, I would just love to hear what was your takeaway? Did you have a biggest takeaway? Maybe it was that you implemented something already. Maybe there was just a mindset shift that you had as you listened. I would just love to hear from everyone about their biggest takeaways. I'm trying to think of what mine is, and oh man, I mean, I feel like I had so many. Yesterday I was at the coffee chat with April. That was yesterday, yes. And kind of what she said about productivity and how when you learn to be more efficient and more productive, you kind of have two choices. You can either add more into your schedule because now you're more efficient, or you could use that time for more rest or connection. And that really resonated with me. I'm like, that is so true. And that is something I need to do more of. And sometimes I'm tempted to become more productive, add more in. So I felt like that was a big takeaway for me. And that was just kind of a mindset thing that really spoke to me. So let's see what everyone else is saying. Okay.
I love it. So Janie said that she had watched 86 sessions.
Oh my goodness.
So far. That is insanely impressive.
So it is. Wow. Awesome. Somebody said 5 minutes, you can do a lot. 5 minutes matters. And I heard that a lot because I feel like there was more than one session that kind of emphasized that. Plus our midday meetups, which were new this year. We did 10 minutes there, but I really saw the power of those 10 minutes and what we could get done in those 2 minutes. Oh, I love this one from Suzanne. Let's see if we can put these up on YouTube. Oh, we totally can. I love that. Okay. Oh, I got a beach ball on my Mac, which concerned me, but we're good. So Suzanne's takeaway was just start, even if it's a small step, and I love that. I heard this theme a lot from you all throughout the week, is that the self-care topics really hit home. We have an entire self-care section. We had the first 2 sessions were on chronic illness, and then there was one on energy management if you don't always have high energy, and several others related to that. And I think that resonated with a lot of people. It definitely resonated with me. I think those were a couple of my favorite sessions just because it's just really applicable. So we really liked that. Yes, we can also put the links in the chat.
Yes.
We're gonna get our team on over to YouTube as soon as we can to be putting links in the chat. Let's see. What other takeaways are?
Let's see. I see I loved the Carla project, and I always loved Jennifer Maker. Jennifer talked about file organization last night, specifically for SVG files. So many great videos, but my favorite was Kaylin Brooke. Let's see. Someone said they can't wait to watch the videos in the all access pass. So that's the great thing. Someone of you at the beginning said you have the pass and you'll be able to just keep coming back and watching and rewatching, which is awesome. I loved all of the cooking and meal planning sessions. They really helped me think outside the box. And I think that is one of the struggles with meal planning so often, isn't it? That we get into this rut and we feel like we're making the same meals all the time and nothing really sounds good. I mean, I don't think I'm the only one when it comes to that, where it's like, I feel like I've made these 5 meals over and over again. So yes, so many meal planning sessions. I learned a lot about my Cricut, several of the crafting sessions that people enjoyed. Really enjoyed Tori Hines' session. That one was so good. That was an interview and it about made me cry filming it. So if you haven't, cry in a good way, not in a bad way. So if you haven't seen that,
I see Arlene said the importance of preventing digital clutter. And I just think I am particularly, like, I love digital organization. I think I'm more organized digitally sometimes than I am like in my spaces. So, and yeah, I love that as well. Yes. Somebody asked if there would be one next year. Oh yes,
that's the
for
plan.
sure. As long as, all goes according to plan. This is probably, I don't know, I always lose track, 7th one?
This is the 7th.
Yes. So we plan to do it same time next year.
Yes. Deborah said that self-care was very important. I work from home and taking time out is something I forget about, and digital organization as well. So those were 2 topics. I was so excited to have those self-care sessions. Let us know in the comments if you were able to catch any of those. We had some specifically about how to manage your time, how to get things done and get organized and apply what you've learned when you struggle and battle with chronic pain or chronic fatigue on a daily basis, because it's hard when you come to something like this and you're so motivated and you have so many ideas of what you want to apply, but you only have so much energy or so much stamina for each day, and how can you continue to make progress and take those baby steps? So I really hope that those were encouraging and gave you just some practical action steps that you can take moving forward. So I see the toy organization session was great. The cleaning routines were very helpful. Email organization was great. So many sessions. I am so glad that you enjoyed the sessions this year. I'm so glad that you were here and part of this event. It'd be really boring if Laura and I were here talking to ourselves right now. So thank you for coming and being a part of this. Thank you for all of the positive energy over in that Facebook group if you're one of the attendees in there. So many encouraging comments, people posting questions, people posting before and after pictures, and all of the encouragement going around. And so this has been a really great year for this virtual conference, and thank you so much for coming and being a part of it. I feel like I sound like I'm wrapping up this video, and we're actually just getting started.
Lots to come.
Really, thank you for being here and for coming and being with us this year.
And I wanted to put up this. I really like what Heather said. She loves being able to go back to the videos at different times of year because she finds different information that correlates with her life at the moment. And I think that is so true.
Yes.
Like, there are certain sessions that just speak to me differently at different times, and I love being able to go back to them and just keep learning from those. So before I dive into giving us some really practical action steps to getting keeping the momentum going, I do want to make sure that we all have that giveaway link one more time. This is not a clickable link. I will put it in the comments if I can, and then the description also has the clickable version, but you can type that in, get entered to win. You only need to do it once for this live, and you'll be entered for all the prizes that we will be giving away. And I also just want to make sure that everyone knows, because I always get emails saying, I didn't realize that it was going up. So the price of this pass, which is still like a total steal at full price, like an amazing deal, less than $1 a session, even at full price. But right now it is half price. So this is kind of your last chance to go grab it if you don't already have it. And so with that, I think I will go ahead and dive into talking about how we can get the most out of this event. So
that's the kickoff. This is how This is how to apply what you've been learning at this event, which is a very similar phrase, but slightly different application.
Yes, we're not going to repeat what I said on Monday. I think I was just staring at words that said that from Monday and got them stuck in my head. So for this, you'll hear me and you'll see the slides. And then once I get through the slides, we'll come back on. You'll see us, and we have several more treats planned for you.
We have one surprise that was kind of a surprise to us that we were going to share it today because it was literally yesterday when we were like, oh, we could do that. But I'll give you a hint.
And it's not the freebie. That's a totally
different. But I'm going to give you a hint.
Yes.
You are going to hear some last tidbits from some of our speakers if you hang around.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. So we really want to keep up the momentum. I think most of us feel really excited and motivated right now because we have just been through this week with a lot of inspiration, and where it really is going to make the difference is maybe not what you did this week, but what you're going to do next week and in the weeks that follow. If you can keep up that momentum, and it doesn't need to be applying every suggestion that people made during the event because that would be overwhelming. But even if you could come back next year and say, I applied this one thing, but I did it very consistently. Like maybe you overhauled your meal planning, but you did it every single week. Or you decluttered, but you did it on an almost daily or weekly basis and you really made a difference. That's what we really want to focus on. And so in order to do that, the first thing I would encourage you to do is use the community and ongoing support. So just because in a couple hours we're going to be wrapping up GOHQV Virtual 2023, that doesn't mean we're going away. We are still here to support you. I still put out a YouTube video every week. Sometimes I post on Instagram. I will still send you like encouraging emails, and we still have the Facebook group. Maybe we can put that in the links. I did not get it in the description. So that is still going to go on. A lot of people ask that, and we don't have any plans of stopping it. We'll start a new one for the next year. So that's a good place to go and just keep getting support and encouragement along the way.
I do love this comment, by the way. She said, wait, come back next year? Can we do a mid-year checkpoint?
Oh, that would be really fun. Yeah, and so if you're in the Facebook group, you know, we will kind of stay more in touch there. But here's the deal. Like, no matter where you're going, and like I said in the kickoff, begin with the end in mind. So no matter where you're going and what your goals are, the rubber meets the road as we live out our days. So you can have the best intentions, the best goals, come up with the best system, but if you don't feel like you have control over what you get done on a daily basis, it really doesn't matter. And I can speak from personal experience that when I was feeling like I just totally don't have control over what I'm getting done, I felt completely overwhelmed and just stressed by every new idea and new strategy, and none of them really worked because I couldn't get those daily things done that were so important. So how we plan our days matters a lot. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, it might just be that you haven't found the right daily planning system. And I think there's some really common mistakes that a lot of us make. And the first one is that you should not make your daily plan a wish list. So what I mean by that is something that I used to do all the time is that I would start at the beginning of the day and I would want to make my to-do list. So this is a pretty good productivity idea, right? But instead of like a realistic list of what I could get done, it was really more of a wish list of what I could get done, even when I tried to be more realistic of what I could get done. If I was functioning at maximum energy, I felt pretty good. I didn't have unexpected interruptions. The kids had pretty good days. And the number of times that it actually happened that I got that list done was probably like 1 or 2 days a month. It was actually very rare for that to happen. So what I did was I developed what I call the 3-bucket system. I love it because it's really simple and you can truly apply it on top or with a lot of other systems or just by itself. And let me explain what that system is. Just like it sounds, you basically put your daily to-do list into 3 buckets. So bucket 1 is going to be your top priorities. Those are the top 3 to 5 things that you want to get done that day, and no more than 5. We do put a little bit more structure in that bucket sometimes, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute, but you're already identifying what you want to get done most. And I just ask myself, if I ended the day and these were the only 3 to 5 things I got done, what would I want those to be? So now instead of working on, putting out my fall decor when I was afraid we were going to run out of clothes to wear if I didn't wash the laundry, for example, I'm able to think through it and put myself back in control of which those priorities are that I'm going to get done in the day. And then we have bucket 2. And for me, this is the easiest bucket I think it is for most people. And those are appointments. So that's just literally times when you have to specifically be somewhere. So like, for example, if I write a blog post on my top priorities, I don't have a specific time, like no one's expecting me to be somewhere to do that. But if I need to go to the dentist, which I need to do next week, then I have to be there at a specific time. So those are the appointments, and those are the things that we tend to get done the best anyway. So that's what you're gonna put in bucket 2. And then bucket 3, this is my favorite, that's what I call my wish list. So that's everything else that I would like to get done if I can, but this is really critical. If you just get buckets 1 and 2 done, that day is still a success. You still go to bed at night feeling like, yes, I accomplished what I needed to. And I will tell you that there are days when I'm just doing great and I get my whole wish list done, and there are days when I get nothing on that done. So that's how I like to do that. And I also like to put a little bit more structure in bucket 1. Now this is optional, but I know a lot of people like to do this, and I call it hop to it. So I want to hop to it with my tasks. And to help me decide what I'm going to put in bucket 1 for the day, I hop to it. So HOP stands for habit, objective, and passion. So a habit, I pick one of these to work on until it becomes a habit. I do not give it a time frame. A lot of people say you should do it for 21 days or you should do it for a month. I don't do that. Instead, it's however long it takes it to become a habit. So this is repeated day to day until it's a habit. So I don't really have to think too hard about this one. I already know what my habit is going to be. The next one is objective, and that's the top 1 to 3 productive things that I need to get done. Like I need to do the laundry, I need to pay some bills, I need to get a work project done. That's what goes in the objective, and that is the top 1 to 3 things. Next, we have P, that stands for passion, and that is making sure that you give yourself that time for the self-care like we talked about, because so often we go through our days and we're just so concerned about being productive that we forget to make a little time to rest and recharge, and that can really make us more productive in the end. So that P helps us remember that we need to make ourselves a priority. And so I want to show you kind of what this looks like as you walk it out day to day. So this is one of our planners, and I'll show you an example. So this planner was, of course, specifically designed around the 3 bucket system. So you'll see there in bucket 2 that, first of all, I don't know how I skipped bucket 1. So bucket 1, our main priorities, you'll see there that we even have the H, the O, and the P. So in this person's planner, on a Monday, in their bucket 1 for their habit, they put phone after 7. And you'll notice that that's in both columns, meaning that's what they're working on to make sure they put their phone away and they're not, scrolling mindlessly after 7. That usually helps you go to bed easier and things like that. So that's the habit. And then for the objective, they want to edit 3 workshops. So I think that's videos. They want to get their Amazon returns done. I cannot tell you how many times that needs to go on my list. And they want to get their dishes done. So those are the main objectives they have for the day. And then for P, passion, on Monday, they have doing yoga, making sure they take that time for themselves. And then we'll move on to what they have here in bucket 2. So those are the appointments. So at 8:15, they have a drop off, like, taking your kid to school. 2:05, they have a pickup, and then they have to be at softball at 7:15. So pretty simple on that one. And then here we have the wish list off to the side. In this format of planner, we have one wish list for your week. And you can see the different things they have on there, like declutter pantry. It's probably, it's a good thing to do, but it's probably not going to make or break anything whether or not it's done. Replacing bedding, painting a room, making a photo book. So that's what that looks like in practical day-to-day life. Another thing I do want you to make sure you do right now, or right after this is over, is make a list of everything that is in your head. And the freebie that we're going to have in a few minutes for you might even help you do this a little better. But you probably have a lot of thoughts right now about what you've learned, what you want to implement. And what I don't want you to do is try to hold those all in your head. Instead, I just want you to get everything out on paper. I call this a brain dump. And the really important thing here is not to get caught up in editing yourself when you're making the list. This is like, I want to get everything on paper. And then I think you're going to feel relief because now you have it all written down. You see what you're working with, and then you can go and categorize that in whatever system works best for you, or at a minimum, just pick one thing. So write down everything you learned, everything you might want to do, and then look at it and pick one thing that you want to start working on. You're not going to be able to do them all at once. Also, when you look at that list, I recommend that you look at the things you want to do and divide those into habits and projects, because there's a big difference in a habit versus a project. So a habit is something that doesn't really have an end point. Like if you, for example, want to drink more water, you don't only want to do that for a month. Or if you want to start being more active and get more fresh air or exercise, that's something that's just ongoing. Versus projects are something that are like one and done, you can complete them. So reorganizing the pantry would be a project. You're going to reorganize it and you're going to be able to complete it. Now, if your goal was to keep the pantry tidy, like put things away on a regular basis, that is a habit. So I really like categorizing everything into that. And then, like I mentioned, work on just one or two at a time. You can usually work on one habit and one project at a time, and you're going to be better off picking about one project at a time to work on, rather than starting on organizing your pantry and then starting on your closet and then starting on getting ready to have a garage sale and all those things. It's more effective if you focus on just one or two, and then once you get that done, you can move to the next thing. And because you have a list, you're going to know you don't have to worry because everything is written down for you. So I want to challenge you this weekend to do one thing that's on your list. And once we're done with this live, I'm going to go into the Facebook group and create a thread if you're in there. And we can also put the link to that in the comments if you're not in there. And you can let us know what you're planning on doing, and then we'll check back in and you can let us know when you did it. So I just want you to do one thing on your list this weekend. And I can tell you what is on my list. It was kind of inspired by April's talk yesterday, not her talk, her coffee chat, which if you haven't seen those are really good. I've been loving those. But my challenge to myself is to, okay, this is going to sound crazy, but I'm not kidding. It is to watch a movie because I have started this movie. It's a Hallmark movie. I don't think it's anything special. It's just the one that I recorded on Hallmark that looks the most interesting to me. And I've literally started it about 6 times in the past couple weeks. I'll be like, okay, I have a few minutes. I'm going to start to watch it. And then I'll get a text or a message from my team, or I'll want to check on something, or I'll get distracted and I'll watch 5 or 10 minutes and I'll realize I didn't really watch it. And then I start it over. So I want to actually get that done because for me, this weekend, I just feel like rest is a priority and just having some downtime to refresh. So that's totally allowed if that's what is really a priority for you. I've been pretty active this week and had a lot on my plate. So rest time is what I am prioritizing this week. So you totally can do that, especially, looking at those self-care sessions and things like that. So that is what I'm going to work on. And again, you can join the group if you want to have a chance to talk about it and share what you're doing. Now, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is always to be better than before. I think there's actually a book by this name. I'm not sure, but I just love that concept because we're probably never going to be perfect, but can you be better this year in the ways that really matter than you were last year? And if you do that, that's a success. So focus on that and do a little something every day to make progress. We talked already about the theme that a lot of speakers had about the power of just 5 minutes or just 10 minutes. We saw that in the midday meetups, that we could get a lot done in just that amount of time. So focus on doing those little daily things. And really, if you came back here next year, I think it helps if you really truly picture yourself. Like, picture that it is now, oh my goodness, 2024.
I know.
2024, it's September, you remembered you had a great time last year, you come again, what's going to be different about your life? And I think those of you who see the most difference, it won't be because you got really inspired one weekend and overhauled your house. I mean, you can do that, and I do it, and that's fantastic. But I think the way you're going to make the most difference is by implementing something in your daily routine. So maybe you started decluttering every day, or maybe you started washing the dishes before bed every day. Whatever it is for you, doing that little daily thing, and then once that's a habit, you can layer something else on. So I really hope, like, I want to ask next year in 2024, like, who kept going. And we got a message, I can't remember if it was in the Facebook group, I think it was, where someone told us that I think they'd come a couple years ago to get organized GOHQ Virtual, and they were feeling really inspired. So they decided they were going to work on washing their dishes every day before they went to bed, and they made it like, was it 400 days?
I think it was 450 days.
And then they moved, so that's why they couldn't keep going, and then they started again. But they had a 450-day streak, and I was just like blown away by that. And so that person just made a big difference in their life. And I also want to make sure that you take advantage of all the resources that you have. So I'm going to tell you about our freebie in just a minute that you can take advantage of. Many of you have the pass, and I'll walk through kind of how to get the most out of that so you can make sure that you're taking advantage of all of these resources that you have. All right, so.
Perfect. Okay, so in the time that Laura was doing her presentation, the link to that free gift is pinned in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. So you should be able to see it there. It's also down in the description that you can click on. And just put in your name and email address and we'll send it to you. And that way you have it in your email inbox for whenever you want to come back to it. And are you gonna walk through that first or?
Actually, are people asking about the giveaway?
They're not asking, but they will be now.
Okay. All right. Well, I just feel like we always want to mention the giveaway. So that's where you can enter. You only need to enter once for this live. So I'll go ahead and put that up, and we can also put it in the comments.
Yeah, I'm going to work on pinning that comment.
Okay. It should be in the description as well. And then I want to tell you about your freebie. I want to tell you about one other thing because we've gotten this question some, and I'm super excited that we have like a new option this year. And that is we have the option to gift the pass to someone. And we've made it really easy. So when you go to this URL, the one on the screen is not clickable. There is a clickable one in the description. But when you go to this, it will take you to a checkout for the pass, and it's a special checkout just for gifting. So all you need is the recipient's name and email address, and you can buy it for them. We'll send you a confirmation email so you know that it went through and worked and everything. And then we will automatically send an email to the person that you sent it to saying, hey, somebody gave you this as a gift, and it will have their login information so they can start using it right away. So that was something we've been asking about a lot, and we added that this year, and some of you have taken advantage of that. So we wanted to let you know if you wanted to give somebody the gift of organization, you can do that here. All right, so let's talk about the freebie. I think we need to demonstrate it.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to switch our camera, and we hope that the camera, oh yeah, okay, it's looking good. I think we can see it. So let's flip to the freebie section in the binder.
So you might explain, okay, first things first, the freebie,
yes. It's not the binder.
It's not the binder, sorry. This is what we put the freebie in.
Yes, but we aren't going to send everyone a physical binder. That would be a little, I don't even know if we'd have that many. What we have done here for the freebie is we have given you all a workbook for...
It's frozen.
Oh, it is frozen. Okay. Well, if it is frozen, that's not going to work too well. There we go. But now, can you rotate it? Okay. Okay, that's working now. It seems kind of far away, but I don't know how to zoom in on it.
Ta-da!
I don't know why it seems further away than it was earlier. But anyway, the freebie is this download here. Maybe you can pick it up and bring it closer to the screen so that they can really see. So here we have, for each session, we have the picture of the person presenting, the name of the session and who presented it. And we have a little space below where you can shade those in for a rating and kind of note whatever bonuses it is that you want to consume from that person's session. We'll keep going. And then here you also have a place to write down the action steps that you can take from the keynote sessions, some notes and some habit tracking, which I love. And then after the keynotes, we go through the categories that we have on the schedule. So planning and home routines. And again, the session, you can rate and notes.
And then it recommends picking your top 3 down here.
Yes, and then it keeps going by all of the different sessions with those different ways that you can take action. So we don't necessarily have to flip through every single one, but that's how it works. And so this is going to help you take action. So for sure, if you do have the All Access Pass, as you're watching these, you'll fill this out. If you don't have the pass, so you won't have very much more time to watch these, then I just want you to take this and go ahead and write down whatever you remember right now so that you have a way to organize your thoughts and your takeaways. And this is free for everyone. I think we put the link in the comments where you can get this digital download. It'll come to your email and you can download it, print it off. You could use it on your tablet if you're someone who does that. We also did some to fit into our binder. So it kind of has the same style and color as the binder because we just thought we wanted you to have a place to put it. If you have that binder, I know some of you do. So that purple color, because of course our binder is color coded. Since I love color coding, let me know in the comments if you love color coding. So we have it there to fit in the miscellaneous. Now, if you don't have this binder, totally fine. Print it out and put it in whatever binder you do have. But if you do, it's going to fit right in there for you and just be a really good resource for you.
Yeah, so we designed it to go into like the miscellaneous tab. If you do have the binder, it goes with the with this lavender color. That's where we plan to put it. But like Laura said, if you don't have the binder, you can totally just print out these pages. You could staple them together, you could keep them in a folder, but they're really just a little guide to help you work through the sessions and think about which ones are most important to you, what are the things you really want to apply, and what are those like manageable next actions that you can take to really make a difference.
Yes, and also if you like this binder, I put it on sale for you because I knew people would probably be interested in that. And this is one of our newest products that I just don't think we've had a chance to talk about very much. I don't think we had it at last year's summit. We didn't.
Yeah, we didn't.
It didn't exist yet. So this may be new to some of you. I know a lot of you have gotten it since then. This is something that is like a one-stop reference for managing all the things that you have to keep track of when you're running a home, which, let's face it, that is a lot of things. And one of the things that's unique is the fact that the camera keeps freezing. It is like, okay, did it freeze again? Well, should we hold it up just in front of the computer camera?
That's fine.
I don't know why our technology is not loving us today. So I'm going to put on the this camera will work.
We'll get it so that you can see it since the other one seems to be glitchy.
All right, so here we go. This camera will
I'll
work
hold
much
it.
better. Yeah. Okay. You don't have to. They don't have to see my face necessarily.
Just put this right here.
Weird, but that's okay.
Yes.
Anyway, so it's all color coded, so the reference things are there. And one of the things that I love about it is I spent a lot of time kind of figuring out what the best things were to keep track of. So you don't have to do that thinking. I think that's the hardest part is like, what do I put into this? What do I need to keep track of? And you literally can just sit down and fill it out. And in addition to that, we realized that while I did as much thinking for you as I possibly could, every person's, that might be better.
This is gonna work better. There we go.
Every person's situation and lifestyle is unique. So we have everybody who purchases this gets the printable add-on packs. So if you need, say, more of these bill info sheets, or if, for example, you have pets, we didn't put that in here because we know some people, with the standard, because we know some of you don't have pets, you can just print out the pet add-on kit and add it right in there, and it fits in with the color coding perfectly. That was super important to me. My team will tell you. I was like, we got to get the color coding on point. So we did that as well. And also, this is available. It's one of the few things we have available if you want us to get this printed version, just like she's holding here, that is like mailed to your door. You can get that. Or if you would prefer to get the print it out yourself version, you can do that as well. So it's kind of like a choose your own adventure on that. And of course, I put it on sale for you with some extra coupon codes.
So
I'm
going to real quick.
Are you having troubles? Feels like somebody's frozen. This one's not frozen.
I I think it's only frozen on that screen.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, so real quick, I know it's hard to see, so I just want to flip through the tabs real quick. So we start with reference. So this is like contact information, emergency contact info, stuff like that. Then we have a finance section. So let me get to that tab. So this is your budgeting pages, tracking subscriptions, debt payoff, things along those lines. This is the food section, so that's a very important section. Meal plans, things along the lines of that. I think is there favorite recipes in here? Stuff along those lines. And then we get to, and there are a ton of meal plans included for you.
I gave you a full year.
You have a full year of your meal plans in this binder. Then we come to cleaning. So this is where you can keep track of your cleaning routines and things like that. There is we call this the when did I last page.
That's one of our most popular printables that we make. That I love it. So it's just like things you need to keep track of, like when did I last clean the oven or whatever. Because those things that you don't do all the time, and I don't even like to do them on a super like I must do this every month basis.
Right.
So I like the when did I last.
Right. Then we have celebrations. So this is for just like keeping track of like birthdays and things like that.
And
gift giving. So this is a really good reference. Just you can look up, when we get all of the aunts and uncles and grandchildren and nieces and nephews and keeping track of everything there. Then we have the self-care section here. And so in this section, let me flip the page. We have a lot of like health tracking printables. So you can keep track of your medical info. You can keep track of like various symptoms that you might want to track. All of that, there's pages for that in here. Then we have a family tab. And so that is for different.
This is one of my favorite pages, I must say, the one that I use the most often. Having a page for each family member, some quick reference, especially the measurements and sizing, because how many times, I have one for myself too, how many times are you like, you need to order something online, and I always put the date of when I took the measurement for kids, especially because it's changing, and I'm like, were they 42 inches tall 2 years ago or now?
Right.
So when I'm ordering things online, it does make my life a lot easier. Or my mom is a seamstress, so sometimes she'll text me and be like, hey, I want to make, an article of clothing, and what's their measurements? So I find this is like probably one of my personal faves. And we also, if you want to print out the pet add-on pack that comes with every purchase, then this is where it would go.
Yeah, the pet add-on pack that it's included with your purchase is just a printable pack because we know not everyone wants the pet pages in their binder, but it would be color-coded just like this to fit into the family because our furry family members are family too. So.
Yes. As some of you saw Haley.
Yes, Haley she's my dog, and she made a guest appearance on yesterday's midday meetup because she decided she wanted to be famous.
Yes.
So then we get to miscellaneous. So that always includes a few pages such as like a bucket list of things you want to do each season. And that is where we designed this freebie that you can download to go. So these pages about Get Organized HQ Virtual are designed to go right there in the miscellaneous section. And like we said, if you want to put it in this binder, if you already have this binder, it can go right into your miscellaneous section. If you're like, oh man, I need that binder, I want to get it, we have it on sale for you. But if you just want to print out this freebie and staple it together, put it in a folder, something like that.
Use it on your iPad.
Yeah, anything like that, it would work just as well. But for those of you who want it organized in a nice household management binder, it's designed to fit in the system.
Yes. And I see a lot of people asking for the link, like how they can get it. So
I will pin the link to the comments.
Let's go ahead and answer that question. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what happens when you click that link and how you can take advantage of all the coupon codes that I have for you, because I don't know about you, but I really like to get the best deal possible. So I'm going to go ahead and put the non-clickable link up, but I'm going to show you what happens when you click on that. So you'll need to go here and to your browser and type that in. So I'm going to do that. Okay, now that link has the coupon code already applied. This takes you straight to the physical binder. We also have a link for the print it yourself. So those are two different options. And we have a huge coupon code for you. So when I add this to...
Are you sharing screen or are you just on the page?
Oh, I did not share my screen. That would help if I actually... Okay.
There you go.
All right, so when I type this URL in, which I'll go ahead and take it off so you can see my screen, then it took me here to this page where I can buy the binder and the coupon code is already applied. So I'm going to add it to my cart. And then I'm going to go back and I want to show you something else. So Because I like to get the best deal on everything, if you click this little guy right here, you can get an additional discount, which I love. It's super, super fun. You don't have to give your email address or anything like that. You just click to spin the wheel. Now, I want to be really, really clear here. This coupon code only applies to items in the shop. So you can shop around and get more than the binder if you want, but it does not apply to the All Access Pass. That is excluded from all coupons, and also it checks out on a different system. So this will not get you a discount on the pass, but on anything in the shop, including the binder, it will get you a discount. You can copy this if you want to, but it should go ahead and apply for you. So then when I add this to the cart, oh boy, I was testing this, so it thinks I want 3. I do not. So let's say that I want 1. And I want to show you where to add this, because I feel like often when I'm shopping online and I'm using a coupon code, I'm like, where do I put it? Do I put it now? So I kind of want to show you where to put it and how to maximize your discounts. So you have to click that you've read and agreed with the terms and conditions. You can click there to see them, and then you click checkout. All right, you'll see that this 1 discount here is applied from the wheel, but the actual code is GOHQV2023-binder. That applies to the binder, and it's going to take a lot off the binder. So I'm going to type it in here. I try to put it with the description in case it doesn't apply at the end. So you have it there. And when I click apply, you will see that it took the binder from $259 to $99. So it took, let's see, if I do the math, that takes $160 off the binder. Yeah, it takes $160 off the binder. And because I like a good deal, I stacked it with that wheel code. So I get another $14 off, and then I can fill out my information and finish the process. But that's where you'll put in your coupon code. So I wanted to make sure that you knew. And the same process is true if you are using the, if you're getting the print it yourself, works the same way. So I just wanted to show you how that works. And I think everyone has their freebie link.
So I just had the brilliant idea that I think if I comment all 3 of them in one comment, I could pin all 3 to the pinned comment.
All right.
Instead of switching out what the pinned comment is. So
that's clever. So we are learning how to maximize YouTube Live.
I know. So if you missed the beginning of this, Facebook for some reason decided that we are today, we cannot go live on our Facebook page. And so that was right when we decided to go live. So welcome to our YouTube Live, where we are wrapping up Get Organized HQ Virtual 2023 and learning as we go. So
all right, I'm going to ask you all what you want me to do next. I want to walk through the All Access Pass, like the portal, so you all know how to use that. But we also have a special treat of, do you want to tell them what our special treat is?
Yes. So we have about 40 of our speakers from Get Organized HQ Virtual who have answered the question, what do you do when you lose motivation after an event like this? So I think I can tell from the comments, and I've heard from so many that the motivation and the inspiration is so high right now. Like, your energy is high, you are ready to go and get organized to have less stress and more peace. Definitely put an emoji in the comments to describe how you are feeling right now at the end of Get Organized HQ Virtual 2023, because I know this has just been packed with inspiration and there are just so many ideas of what you can do. But here's the thing, a week or 2 or 3 or like a month from now, that level of like motivation, inspiration, that like emotional high that comes from all of us being together. I mean, there are almost 2,000 of us on just right now talking about how to apply what we've learned. There are 20,000 women almost who have purchased the All Access Pass who are who have access to continue watching these videos. 130,000 women signed up to be a part of this conference. I mean, there is so much happening, so many ideas flying around, but in a month, all of this will have kind of wrapped up, and it's really easy to forget how you're feeling right now. And so we asked, and we have about 40 of our speakers who answered the question, what do you do down the road when you're lacking the motivation that you feel right now? How do you keep going whenever the motivation starts to wear off? And so we have a video prepared for you where 40 of our speakers gave 1 to 2 minute answers to that question so that you can hear not just from us, but from them what they would recommend doing in order to keep the progress going down the road.
All right, I see a lot of people asking about the coupon code for the binder. You do need to go through, like you'll add it to your cart, you'll click that you agree to the terms and condition and click checkout, and on that next page is where it will allow you to type in the coupon code. So it doesn't show the discount immediately. That's when you can type in the coupon code, and I will, as soon as I can, I will get that code pasted in and maybe try to get it in the pinned comment right next to where we put the link so that you can easily find that. Somebody says we should do a giveaway. We can do that soon, and let's see, we have lots of people.
So are you wanting to do the video now, or are you wanting to do a giveaway now?
Let's go ahead and do a giveaway.
Okay.
Let's give away our first item.
So, okay, you'll need to pull up the giveaway link for everyone to see.
All right, let's put that giveaway link up. There we go.
So there is one giveaway link for the entire live event. So every time we pull for a giveaway, if you've entered this giveaway, you don't have to re-enter for the next thing that we're gonna give away. That just as long as you enter that link, GOHQV.com/giveaway, as long as you've entered there, that means that we got your submission, and we are going to, I think that since we've been talking about it, we should give away a free binder.
Oh yeah, we can give it the print it yourself or the physical?
The physical.
Okay, we'll give away.
We're gonna give away a physical binder.
We'll give away the physical binder.
Yes. So let me get that pulled up. I gotta go to that page and so this will give you a few more minutes to enter this particular giveaway. But don't worry, we have way more giveaways coming. So this is just the first of many. But that link on the screen is not clickable. You can type that into your browser. Or there's a link. First of all, there's a pinned comment. So if you see the comments and you see like a blue comment at the top, that's our comment. And so the link is in there. And it's also down in the description beneath this video. So either of those places you can find the link to enter the giveaway. And let me quickly pull this up and draw a couple of winners to win the lovely binder that you can put your freebie inside of and get all of the other pages that go with that. So just a few buttons to click find the winners. We'll let the anticipation grow.
All right, fun. I love giving things away. So yeah, make sure you've entered there. One time will get you all entries for everything. We have more things to give away and more surprise treats coming.
All right. The winner of the binder is Lakeisha B. So we have your email address from where you entered to win. So we'll contact you via email. Congratulations to Lakeisha. We will be in touch to get you your free binder.
All right. And I just want to mention one last time, well, not maybe one last time, but before we air our next treat, that if you haven't got the pass, this is the URL where you can go type that in and get that, because the price will be going up pretty soon for that. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna air a video. I think it's about 40 minutes.
Yes.
But it goes fast. And we asked all of our speakers, they didn't all participate, but many did, of what their tips were for how to keep the momentum going at the end of the event. So we thought this would be really, really fitting for you. So we are going to roll that video for you. And then when I come back, I will walk you through the pass. And then we have yet another never before done on a wrap party treat for you after that. So the fun just keeps on coming, but enjoy learning what the speakers had to say about how
to stay motivated.
Yes. All right.
If you're struggling to stay motivated, I think a good thing to remind ourselves is that it's not all or nothing. So if you were all gung-ho about getting organized and all of a sudden some of your rooms have gotten messy again, it's not time to throw in the towel. You haven't failed. You're not doomed to not be organized for the rest of your life. I love what James Clear says, and that every action that you take is a vote for the type of person that you want to become. So if you want to become an organized person, just picking up one or two things when you walk through a room and putting them away is a vote toward who you want to become. Or, walking in the door and hanging up your coat rather than throwing it on the floor is a positive vote toward who you want to become. And here's the thing about elections. Hardly anybody ever wins by a unanimous vote. So the vote doesn't have to be unanimous. You don't have to be perfect at organizing all the time. You just have to continue to add up those votes, those positive votes toward becoming a more organized person. So if you are feeling like, oh, I failed at this, my motivation is waning, just keep making those little steps, making those little small votes toward the type of organized person that you want to become. And those little steps will really add up.
To keep up motivation after the conference, I love that you can watch these on replays. One of my secret tips to like being able to stick with a chore, because I'm kind of a scroll brain and want to go everywhere all the time, is I try to find a video that is like 15 minutes long or 30 minutes long that I can watch while I'm folding clothes or washing dishes or making dinner. And that way I'm listening to something and also working through a chore that I need to be doing. So instead of setting a timer, I like to put on a video. I get to learn something and feel like I've accomplished something extra for the day. I have a saying that I try to learn something new every day. So if I can watch something and get some inspiration from somebody else, I have learned something new for the day and something that I can implement into my life. And that is how I stay motivated. So even on a hard day and I don't want to fold clothes, I will put on a video and get through it.
Whenever I have just wrapped up a conference, a retreat, or a learning opportunity, and I'm feeling so excited to begin implementing and taking action on everything I've learned, here's what I do to stay motivated long after the event ends. I choose a word, a single word that represents either my biggest takeaway or it encompasses my vision for what's next. So maybe it's fresh start, or maybe it's action. And I'll write that word at the top of my to-do list every single morning just to remind myself of what that experience gave me and what I want to implement and continue experiencing in my life moving forward. Something as simple as just a single word that you take a look at, that you remind yourself of every day, can really give you that motivational boost long after the event has ended.
I think anytime you go to any conference, whether it's an online summit or an in-person event, you come home with a lot of notes and a lot of ideas and you get really excited, but then there's that post-event letdown syndrome where you can't do everything all at the same time and you're trying to change a lot of behaviors and habits all at once, which just feels like too much. So what I do is I create an executive summary, 1-page sheet of my biggest takeaways from every conference. And I encourage you to do that with this conference as well. And I put it into 3 categories. So I have things to do as soon as possible, things to do someday, like kind of keep in mind for someday, and then just other good thoughts and ideas, maybe inspiring quotes or just, something that gave me a lift during the conference that I don't want to forget. And then what I do is I set a little calendar trigger to review that a month out and 3 months out and 6 months out. And I either scan it and put it into something like Evernote or Google Drive, or I put it into one of my support cubbies here for, personal knowledge. And so I know where to find it. And then I have that little calendar trigger to review it. And that's so easy to do nowadays, especially with our phones always with us. But that way you give yourself the ability to learn and to be able to just immerse yourself in the summit or the conference. And then you give yourself a way to boil it all down into one place. And then you give yourself time to review it periodically throughout the next few months or next year. That way it's going to come into your memory and you're going to notice as you review it a lot of things you already did and maybe a new idea that didn't seem like that big of a deal when you first learned it. You're realizing, oh, now's the time it's going to change my life. So hopefully that helps.
Once the excitement of a big event like an organized HQ wears off, or if you're starting to declutter or organize an area in your home and you're doing really great, but then something derails you a little bit, I think the best way is to have some specific things that you always do to get yourself back on track. And you can think through what helps you. So maybe it's to set a timer and say, I'm just going to do this for 10 minutes today. Maybe you are going to call your sister or your mom, a friend, and talk to them while you are doing like more mindless decluttering or organizing. You can look online at some of the speakers that really motivated you and follow them online and get motivated by them daily. I think that's going to be really helpful. If you find yourself like not sure where to start, go to someone. You can go to my website. I have a get started page. You can use that just to get yourself motivated and moving forward, but don't give up, and realize that there's always like a natural progression through anything where you're super motivated to start and then you kind of fall off, but knowing what helps you get back up is going to be the secret for this time for it to actually work for you.
I remind myself of my vision. If I ever get to a place where I'm not feeling motivated to continue on this journey, because it's so worth it and it's so normal to hit those low points where you don't feel motivated, I remind myself of the vision that I have for my home. And that gets me excited again. When I think about a clean, organized space where everything has a place, I feel like, okay, I'm capable of creating this. I get tied back to the why. Why am I wanting this? I want my life to be simple, and I want to have a home that's beautiful and in order, and be able to have company over and make happy memories. So I just tap into my why. I tap into the vision that I have for my home. And that seems to, if I give myself a day or two to kind of get into that state, then that helps me get back into action.
My advice for maintaining momentum on a project is to pair it with something. So one of the tasks that I'm going to suggest is a daily delete, a daily review of your camera roll to delete the junk. And you can pair that with when I sit down on the couch every night to watch Netflix, or when I'm sitting in carpool pickup line. If you pair the task, then you have a natural trigger that reminds you to do it every day.
Motivation doesn't come easily to me either. You have to make it. That's the thing. You can't wait for it to come to you. You have to create motivation. And my favorite way to create motivation is to borrow it from others. So you can rewatch Get Organized HQ. You can watch YouTube videos. You can listen to podcasts. You can listen to audiobooks. Anytime there's somebody who's like excited about their life or excited about getting stuff done, if you can listen to them talk about their own excitement, you can't help but feel excited about your own life too. And that is the power of borrowing motivation.
I don't know if you knew this, but motivation, like you think people are motivated. That's garbage, because it's really not about motivation. It's so fleeting. It comes and goes all the time. It is about habits, creating daily habits that are sustainable for the long term. And the habits and the dedication is really what's going to carry you when motivation disappears, and it will.
To find the motivation to keep going, there are a few things you could do. One is add it to your calendar. Make a plan for a 6-month plan. Instead of trying to get everything done in 2 weeks, maybe make it 6 months and organize it. Make time on your calendar. That would be step 1. 2 would be to consider doing this with someone else. Have an accountability partner, or maybe someone you met during this summit that is going through it as well, and you can check in with each other, see how you're doing. And also remember that this is supposed to be fun. So you can make a game out of it. You can make time on your calendar to log in and just click and see what you feel led to learn that day. Enjoy it.
I'd say to start by not trying to overhaul your life overnight. Tiny baby steps. Pick one area that you're going to focus on. If you focus on 1 to 3% of change every single month, and you really hone in on that, over time, that's going to add up to significant change. That's going to change the trajectory of your life. Every single month, you're just inching forward 1 to 3%, 1 to 3%. I would also say to get some accountability. So who in your life can you tell that you are working on these areas? Who can you say, hey, I'm focusing on making this a priority this month. Could you keep me accountable? Sometimes just the act of speaking it out loud helps us to stick with it even more. And I would also say, get enough rest. Do not try to burn the candle at both ends. Burning the candle at both ends is not going to make you superwoman. It's going to make you exhausted. So get enough rest, prioritize rest, because I always find that I am so much more productive, so much more inspired, and so much more able to stick with those goals that I've set when I actually am doing it from a rested place.
So we've all had that experience where we go to a conference or we attend something and we get all of this awesome information and we're just thinking about all of the big changes we're going to make when we get back home. and then we get back home and life happens and we lose focus, and we can actually get kind of harder on ourselves too. Like, I learned all this new great stuff. I had these good intentions. Why isn't any of it happening or sticking? So if you want to stay motivated after the Get Organized HQ event is done, then pick one thing, pick one goal, listen to all the speakers, take in all the information, take notes, and then pick one thing that you are going to focus on. And then once you get that one thing dialed in and working pretty good, then add on another thing. But if we can come out of the conference with a singular focus, I think that you are going to have so much success. And we're looking for motivation, but I've heard that momentum is actually better. So if you can get some small wins coming out of the conference, then you are going to have the momentum to keep building on that and making even greater changes long after the event is done.
If your motivation has gone missing, I think you're probably missing your social connection. What I mean by that is, do you have a friend you can work along with, somebody who can keep you accountable, or a community like this one? Having a community is really, really empowering, because we are there to cheer you on. We are there to celebrate your little victories. And also we're there to give you advice, or maybe a little nudge, or just an encouraging word when things get difficult.
My best tip to keep the motivation going to do all of these cool things that you're learning about is to set goals, real attainable goals. Put them in a calendar, put them wherever they make sense for you, whatever your system is. Write them down and work towards them one after the other. Don't let yourself be demotivated by looking at all of these things that you could do, because I think that that's really overwhelming and it could lead to inaction. Instead, focus on one thing, set a goal that's actually makes sense, something that you could actually do. And no, that's not clean your entire house. That might not even be cleaning an entire room. It could be cleaning a drawer, right? And you set a goal for it, you do it, you're going to get remotivated by doing that thing and achieving that goal, and that will help push you forward. I like to think of this as taking little baby steps. And after a while, each little baby step we take gives us momentum to move forward and make actual change in our lives.
Motivation is super fickle. We cannot rely on it. Consistent action is really our goal. Even if you can spend 5 minutes, just 5 minutes a day doing something every single day, you will achieve success. I think it also really helps to have a community to support you. So find those clutter buddies, find those friends who can really lift you up and help you get to your goals. Be externally accountable to them. And the more progress you make, the more motivation will start to come back. So don't rely on motivation, especially in the beginning. Rely on consistent action and know that you can do this, and everything that you do will help to bring that motivation, to increase that motivation. Get yourself a good clutter buddy.
I find the best way to continue feeling motivated is to have a plan. So when the summit ends, write down what you would really want to do, what you want to change, what you want to work on, what maybe you need to get organized. And then you can try to figure that out. What do I want to do this month, next month, and the month after? If you have a plan of where to go, it makes it easier to keep up that motivation and really accomplish what you want.
So I'm a big believer in habits. The more things around your home that can become a habit and just part of your routine and you do without thinking, the better off you're going to be, because you're going to do them even when you're unmotivated. So committing to some things maybe for 30 days, making your bed in the morning, wiping down the sink after you wash your face or brush your teeth. It's going to keep that cleaner longer. Cleaning up the kitchen at night so you wake up to a clean kitchen in the morning. So much of this will just become second nature. So then when the days where you're not motivated, the habits will take over. So I would say look for those areas that you can start to create habits in caring for your homes or keeping up with it, maintaining it, and stick to them for a while until they just become part of your daily routine, weekly routine, and the better off you'll be.
When you struggle to keep up motivation, to keep going, like, Initially, there is this huge burst of excitement, yes. But then as things become a little more routine, you find yourself maybe dreading the tasks of organizing or not thinking that the strategies you learned are that important to follow through on. And those are really important voices to listen to because it's telling you that number one, you might be a little overwhelmed. You might have too much going on. And listen to that and give yourself permission not to try and do all the things. Just pick one thing, the one thing you're still a little bit excited about, and work on that because you're going to see so much more change by focusing on one thing versus trying to focus and implement all the strategies all at once.
When I worked in corporate America, I had this saying that I would say to myself all the time. I was an accountant, so we were under a lot of pressure. And I would say to myself, first things first, second things never. And that meant that that first thing that was on my list, that first thing that you're so excited about learning and wanting to take action with inside the summit, I would focus on that only. Nothing else matters. Everything else is second, and it becomes second things never to where you can focus on it once the first thing is done. So it's so exciting to learn so much through the summit. And then you get home and you're like, I want to do it all. I want to get all of it done, but you can't. So you take first things first and second things never. And that way you can tell your brain and your mind to just focus on one thing at a time. And then the next things will fall into place.
Friends, progress, reminders, and habits are pretty much the best ways to keep a new system going or to keep motivation going. So first, you got to see and celebrate your progress. That might mean writing down some things you're struggling with at the beginning of the process before you've implemented some new systems so that in a couple of weeks you can look back and go, oh yeah, I forgot how rough that was, right? Because we kind of live in the moment and we forget how painful or how difficult certain things can be once we are past them, once we've made some improvements. So making sure that you have a way to mark and celebrate your progress and getting distracted. So if I'm trying something new, I will put reminders in my Google Calendar for like 2 weeks down the road, 3-4 weeks down the road, maybe even a recurring reminder if it's something that I want to make sure that I don't forget to keep doing. And my reminders are so dumb. They might even say like, hey, Katie, are you still praying every morning? Or hey, Katie, are you doing this? Check in with yourself. And they don't always work. Sometimes I ignore those too. But at least I'm giving myself those little Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs that give me a chance of keeping things up later. And finally, habits. If you can really set that habit by doing the same thing every day, and especially hooking it into something else that you already do, like making your coffee or brushing your teeth at night, that habit stacking or hooking on the habits to each other can be really, really powerful because then you don't have to have motivation. You don't have to have a memory to do it. It's just a part of your routine. But you can't usually start 27 habits at once. So sometimes you have to break it down and say, I'm going to do one habit this week and another new habit next week, which is where those reminders might come in handy. You could put a new habit to start every Monday. Good luck.
First of all, I would say just give yourself some grace here, okay? Like most of us are moms and wives. We've got kids who are constantly trashing our houses. Nobody's house is perfect all the time. Not even these YouTubers that you see that are like professional organizers. They themselves have messes that they need to organize. They themselves let things go. Okay, so if they can't even get together, or if they can't even get it together, then you shouldn't be held liable for that either. We all can get a little messy sometimes. Okay, so all we can do is our best. Just give your best. And if you need some motivation, just watch some more videos from this conference and that will help you get the motivation again.
So first of all, I absolutely love this question because I feel like that's kind of the story of my life, that I get really excited about something and really fired up and motivated. But a few weeks later, that motivation has worn off, and often I'm just like completely off the wagon, not even thinking about it anymore. And so one of my top ways to deal with this and make sure that we still can do the things that are important to us on an ongoing basis is to create habits. These are things we kind of do automatically without thinking about them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not super easy or quick to create a habit, but once it's created, it is worth it. So like, for example, one of the habits that I think a lot of people find really helpful is to wash their dishes every day. Like get them before you go to bed at the latest, make sure that they're clean so that you can wake up to a clean kitchen. You don't have a bunch of dirty dishes. So if that was the habit that you were trying to implement, you would probably create a checklist, make sure you're doing that every day. And it's going to take a bit of effort at the beginning. This isn't something you're used to necessarily, but as you do it day after day after day, after a while, it just becomes something that you do that doesn't require nearly as much mental energy, and it also doesn't pile up as much. So that's just one small example, but I think the key is to create those habits that you don't have to think so hard about.
It is really easy to be all excited about the changes you're going to make and these new habits you're going to instill, during the conference or right after a really big event. But as time goes on and, life gets back to normal, kids get sick, things come up, it can be really, really hard to keep up with all these things that you want to implement. So my best advice is to literally schedule it. Whether that is putting a reminder on, your calendar at home. I use Google Calendar. So I would actually put an event in my Google Calendar like a month from, the event saying, hey, go back and watch this, or, oh, are you doing XYZ? Have reminders actually pop up in your calendar, or schedule an email to be sent to yourself, a month down the road, 2 months down the road, so that past you is creating accountability for future you. If you want to take this up another level, get an accountability partner, either someone at the conference or someone in your life that you know is going to hold you accountable and say, hey, could you check in with me in a month and make sure I'm doing XYZ? Or, hey, could you just text me the first of every month and ask how I'm doing with XYZ. Those little reminders are going to help you remember, oh yeah, that's right. I remember how excited I was or how good I felt when I was initially doing that. I want to keep that up. So schedule yourself reminders in your calendar, schedule emails to be sent to you, set phone alarms if you need to, and find somebody to help hold you accountable.
I have 2 tips to offer you today to help you stay motivated. One is to plan your work and then work your plan. So all that is simply getting a desk calendar, something that's visible that you can see and work with. Plan out all of your organizing projects on that calendar, whether it's 1 a week, 1 a month, then work that plan. They say having your goals written out on paper, you're more likely to achieve those goals and to check them off than if it's just floating around in your head. So I suggest doing that. Write out your goals, write out your wishes, write out the projects that you want to work on in your home. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to get an accountability partner. I always say, find a friend that you both need help each other out, do one project at your house 1 week, do another project at her house the next week. Have an accountability partner. That helps each other get motivated. When one is down, the other can motivate, and vice versa. And plus, it's more fun to do a project with someone, right? So those are my 2 tips to help you stay motivated.
The feeling of post Get Organized HQ virtual blues. It's common to experience decreased motivation after completing an event program, but don't worry. Consider taking a moment to reflect on your journey. Acknowledge and celebrate your achievements, no matter how big or small, and remind yourself of the goals you are accomplished. Then set a new goal for yourself and plan to achieve them. Stay connected with the GOHQ community by participating in online forums or attending local meetups. Surround yourself with individuals who share the same interests, and they can support you and encourage you. Remember, motivation is not limited, and it can be reignited by embracing new challenges and excitement of what's ahead.
It can feel really easy to feel overwhelmed when you want to organize all the things. But my best piece of advice is to identify the biggest pain point. What is the one thing in your life right now that's causing you the most frustration, the most stress when it comes to your schedule, your life, your family, your meals, anything? Pick that one pain point and focus on it, find the solutions that you need and get it resolved, and then move on to the next pain point.
Okay, so I want everyone to know that when the motivation starts to drop off after a week or 2 or 3, that is a very normal human response. And again, we're not going to put pressure on ourselves because we cannot sustain 24/7 motivation all the time because we would be burnt out. Our body needs those restful times. So your motivation is naturally going to ebb and flow after you've experienced the event. So again, we're going to honor where we are and who we are as humans, that is a natural response. But when we get back into that flow, we're going to make sure that we are flowing again. We're going to write it out. We're going to see the picture. We're going to take those action steps. And when we're done, we'll honor where we are.
An event like this can be so inspiring. You get so many ideas, but as time goes on, you can forget those ideas or you're not even sure what you took away from the conference. So one of the best things that I like to do is to make a list of all of those ideas. And then I like to prioritize that list. And I think about like, what is the most important to me and what is the easiest to accomplish? And by looking at it through that lens, I can start to take action on the list, but additionally, as time goes on, in 3 months, 6 months, however much time has passed, I can go back and look at that list, see what I've crossed off, and what action I still want to take.
My advice for staying motivated after GOHQ is to look back at the videos. If you purchased the lifetime pass, which you should, look back at the videos. If you didn't purchase one, then look at your notes. I'm sure you took great notes of things that really hit home, that like struck you to the core when you heard the speaker say it. So look at your notes, look at those motivating things that were said to you, and then think about the reason that you even took the time out of your busy schedule to watch GOHQ. You didn't just decide to do this one day because you had nothing else to do. You did it because something was burning inside of you and you needed to speak to that. So look at your reasons, your factors, for why even looking at the conference. And then again, look back at your notes. That'll keep you motivated. Trust me.
I would encourage you to do one thing a day towards your goal. Not 20, not 100, not 10, but one. Do one thing every single day towards whatever it is that your goal is. Remember what inspired you, remember what you wanted to work towards, and then over time, that one thing a day will add up to really big results.
First of all, it's really normal to attend an event, be super inspired and excited, and then after the event is finished, for that motivation and excitement to start to wane. It's completely normal. That happens to all of us. But one reason and one thing that I'd say to you to keep the excitement going and to stay in momentum is before you even attend the summit, really think about what you want to achieve from it and why. So do you want to just learn some new skills? Why do you want to? Do you want to be more organized in a specific area of your life? Why is that important to you? Do you want to take any tips and hacks as possible to be organized in every area of your life? And again, why is that important? You could even write these whys in your planner so that before the summit, throughout the event, and then afterwards, you can keep on coming back to that list. Why is it important to you to be here, to be learning these new skills and to be putting them in action? What are the reasons that this is going to change for your life? So make sure that you have your why list and you can keep on coming back to it and stay in momentum constantly, long after the event has finished.
Whenever we start something new, we get new information, it can be really exciting, especially if we are really motivated to make a change. And we might take on too much too quickly. So my tip to stay with it and to keep yourself motivated and engaged is to start really small. So take one tip that you've learned, maybe the most exciting tip, and start with that one. And then let yourself get really good at that one, let it become a habit before you take on something else. So that'll keep you interested because there's still more for you to try to implement, but it also will keep you from getting overwhelmed and giving up too soon and just deciding it's not for you. And then I would also just remind you that success is kind of boring. It's monotonous. So kind of go into it realizing that the monotony of success can be really boring, but it's also pretty awesome to see how much you can get done and what you can achieve when you're putting all the things in play.
No matter what phase of life you are in, whether you're a young mom with kids still at home and there's chaos abounds, or you're an empty nester and your house is quiet, you can keep going when you know that the ending result will be peace. Chaos and disorder is the number one contributor to lack of peace. So knowing that you're building structure into the things that you're organizing, the end result will be peace. And I think that's what we want. We don't want perfect. We just want a little more peace.
Okay, we all love a good boost of motivation, but the reality is motivation doesn't last. So what I encourage you to do is while you're still feeling a bit motivated, stop and really examine your life and decide what are 3 areas that were discussed in these videos that I feel like are causing the biggest pain points in my life that I would like to see improvement in. Maybe just pick 3. And then I want you to take a little bit of time and try to think about a habit that you could implement in each one of these 3 areas starting today. Maybe it's something small, but that if you did consistently over a period of time, there would be a compounding effect and you would start to see a huge change and a huge boost in that particular area that you want to see growth in. The awesome thing about habits is that once you create a habit and you implement it, and there's 2 different ways I really recommend you implement a habit. Either do the habit stacking method or attach the habit to an anchor you have in your day. And you can look on YouTube and find videos that discuss both of those concepts because they're what I found to be the most easy way to build a habit. But the great thing about habits is that you are no longer dependent on a brief feeling of motivation to see long-term success because you get the habit down so well that you do it consistently every single day and it no longer requires effort. It no longer requires you to think a ton about it. We don't have to think about brushing our teeth every day. We just do it. So I encourage you, find those 3 topics that you want to improve in the most from the videos you watch. Think of maybe 1 or 2 new habits you can implement in each of those areas and start with an action plan. Implement those habits starting today and just do those little things consistently. And I guarantee you over a long period of time, you will see a dramatic change in those areas and you will see improvement. And it's not reliant on motivation.
Sometimes it is super hard to do stuff you just don't want to do. And one of the reasons that can happen is if you have negative neural pathways in your brain telling you that's something that you didn't enjoy. So if you are lacking in motivation, you can create a little ritual for yourself that makes new neural pathways that are positive. And that might be things like creating a playlist of your favorite speakers from the conference, rewatching if you have the access pass, making yourself a lovely cup of tea or whatever your favorite drink is, putting on a playlist that makes you happy, opening up your windows and putting on a scent that makes you feel cozy, whatever those things are for you. Make a little ritual for yourself that turns cleaning or organizing or decluttering into a really fun way to spend your time, and then next time your brain needs to do it, it will want to.
Give yourself grace. Add it to your schedule so that it becomes more of a habit than a chore. Find a go-to planner, phone app, wall calendar, or just a system that best works for you that will give you reminders to keep going. Make the process of organizing fun with your favorite music playing. That is something I do, and it's been helping me for majority of my life.
To anyone who is struggling to stay motivated after the initial event is over, I would say first thing, schedule time to get things done. Just like if you were to hire a professional organizer, that would be scheduled into your calendar. Schedule your own sessions yourself. Say, I'm going to clean out the junk drawer. This Sunday, I'm going to clean out the pantry. In 2 weeks, I'm going to start tackling the garage. And that way, it's already on your calendar. You've already made time to do whatever it needs to get done. And you are already in the process of getting your home more organized. Also, make sure that if you are feeling really unmotivated, you can definitely reach out to the home organizers that are in this virtual event. We have social media pages that have lots of tips and inspiration. And we're also just a click away if you really need to contact one of us. We are more than happy to help any of you find the motivation to get up and get organized.
Okay, so I think motivation is great, but let's be honest, as women, we know it's feelings oriented. And sometimes our feelings tell us the truth, and sometimes they lie to us. So it's great to have the feeling of motivation when you're all in and doing this conference, and I'm so happy for you. But feelings don't last. As women, we really know that. And I would say you need to start the way you want to continue. And that is with a commitment to the self-discipline and motivation that it's going to take to see some of these changes you're going to make as a result of this conference, to see those things through. That's what will really help you. Knowing just upfront that there are going to be times that the feelings, the motivation are not going to be there, and yet you're still going to remain faithful. You're going to be committed. There are times that will require you to just dig deep and really get in there, but you can do it. You can do it. Nothing was ever achieved easily. And if we all just did what we feel like doing all the time, we would not get much done. We would not be very productive. So I'm glad you feel motivated. Go with that, but understand that there will be a day that you won't feel motivated, and you're still going to be faithful. Make that commitment before you begin, and then see it through. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah.
So it is so easy to get excited, especially when there's something new going on. I get that shiny object syndrome bad. So it's really, really important to keep the momentum going. And for me, it's just by setting small, simple, actually have to take time to start to implement those things. And I think once you start to implement some of the things that you're learning, then you'll get even more excited about learning and implementing more. So I would say just like carving out some time. For me, I would take my phone and I would put an alert on my phone, I don't know, twice a week, once a week, whatever it is, just for a few minutes to remind myself, like, hey, we're going to go back, we're going to go and either learn something new or start to implement something. In particular, I would say give yourself a few minutes to learn whatever it is that you're wanting to implement, and then give yourself time to implement it right away. Because it's really, really easy to learn something and be like, oh yeah, I'll do that later, and then move on to the next step and not actually start to implement things. So really starting to get that momentum back of implementing things and seeing the progress and also seeing the benefits of you implementing the things that you're learning, I think will help with getting that motivation back definitely weeks after the summit has ended, because there's so many awesome speakers and so many great presentations that you can definitely find something new to learn with all of the information that's here in the summit.
Tracy McCubbin here to help keep you motivated. Okay, you get a big burst, you do all this decluttering and organizing, and then life happens and the motivation starts to wear away. How do you keep that motivation going? Here's how. 2 ways. 1, as you're doing your big decluttering and organizing project, think about how that feels, how good it feels when it's done, right? Like how freeing it feels to take a carload of stuff to donate and to fill the recycle bin, and how great it feels when you can open your sock drawer and socks don't fly everywhere. Think about that great feeling when you are decluttered and organized, so that when you run out of motivation, you can remember back, right? It's like going to the gym, like how good you feel after the workout. No matter how bad you don't want to go work out, when you remember how good it feels afterwards, that motivates you. Same with decluttering and organizing. And then another thing is, after you've got like a huge burst of motivation, you do a big giant project and then it wears away, do little projects. 5 minutes here, one category, pen cup, sock drawer, junk drawer. Like do little projects, and that's going to keep you motivated. It's the big projects that are really time consuming. So if you can do a little bit of decluttering every day, every week, you're gonna stay motivated.
So motivation, inspiration, they're all great because they help us get off the couch and do something, make some changes that we are excited about, and that is all great. But the thing with motivation is that usually it doesn't last very long, and there will be bumps in the road eventually. So what helps a lot more in my experience in the long term than motivation is really knowing your why. So knowing for yourself why you crave a life with less stuff, less clutter, less stress, less chaos, and what a life with less of that stuff could bring you more of. So how you could create more of what you love into your life through that. And if you have that clear for yourself, you could maybe write it down, you could share it with someone, a partner maybe, Or what you could even do is write a little letter for your future self explaining these things. So whenever you do eventually hit that bump in the road, you have something to look back on like, oh yeah, this is why I wanted to do it. And as long as we know why we want to change, we want to achieve something, that goes a long way.
Oh man, losing motivation is such a real struggle. Like everybody deals with this. So first of all, I think I'd say you're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you because everybody has just like peaks and troughs of their motivation. And one of the most important things that you can do whenever you start to lose your motivation is to keep doing the things that you know to do. Whether you're motivated or not to do them, the best way to get motivation back is actually action. Keep moving. Now, obviously, there are all sorts of reasons that motivation may wax and wane, and certainly listen to your body, listen to your stress levels. When I say keep going, I definitely don't mean power through with reckless abandon without paying any attention to your body's need to rest and to recover. Those are important things as well. But if the sole reason for not continuing to make progress is just a lack of motivation, rather than that lack of motivation coming from a need to rest or a need to recuperate or some other problem that needs addressed, if it's just like, oh man, I just don't feel like it anymore. Like I used to really feel like making all these labels for my pantry and it's gotten kind of boring. The best thing you can do to get that motivation back is actually just go do the job anyway. A lot of times when you start doing something, it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be. And in the worst case scenario, if it's making labels and you go back to making labels and you're like, this is like the worst job ever and I'm bored out of my ever loving mind, that's okay because you're still making progress and you're going to like wrap up that whole project. And that is going to be super motivating to see something come to completion and to be able to show yourself that you're a person who gets things done, whether you're like really feeling it or not. So that would be my tip for when the motivation starts to fade.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that treat. That's something we've never done before at one of these wrap parties, but we thought it would be really fun for you to be able to hear from all the speakers and their best tips. And I would love to hear, is there anything in that video that resonated with you that you're going to take away? I would love to hear what that is for you in that video that you think will help you keep up the momentum and
or if you have your own tip that wasn't mentioned in that video. Oh,
that's true. I would love to hear that. We asked that on the kickoff. We asked what your tip for getting the most out was, and I loved some of those tips. They were great. So if you have like, what tip do you have that you think would help people and yourself keep the momentum going long term? I would love to hear that.
I'm saying all of it resonated. Make a plan, self-care, one habit at a time. That is so important. And I know like, that sounds so easy, but it's also so challenging, right? Because I want to do it all. I don't know. Are you like that too? Because I have all these ideas and it's like, I want to organize my pantry and I want to make a meal plan and I want to declutter and I want to create this new morning routine and I want to finalize my budget and I want to do all of the things. But when we focus on one at a time and do that thing well and then do the next thing, that is a great solution if you're feeling overwhelmed and not sure where to start. Just pick one. And let me let you in on a little secret about that. It doesn't overly matter which thing you pick. Just as long as you pick one and you do something, that's where you get that momentum. I think that's something Dawn from The Minimal Mom talks about a lot, that actually momentum is more important than motivation because momentum is what's going to give you motivation.
Yes, for sure. So I'm seeing so many good
progress reminders and habits.
I'm seeing so many good tips. Sharon says she breaks up her house into days, so she gets one section done at a time. Tracking progress, just starting. I love that one. So many. Janae says, when I'm highly unmotivated, I will tell myself to just put away or clean up 10 things. And usually by the time I get to 10, I can do like, okay, let me just wash 2 dishes. But once I'm doing that, I'm like, I may as well keep going. So that's a really good one. Sometimes just getting started is the hardest part. And remembering your why, Shannon said, which I think is a great reminder as well. Progress over perfection. I'm loving seeing all of these tips. So I want us to put up the giveaway link one more time. This one's not typable. I think it's in a pinned comment and in the description. Yes. So you'll be able to get to that link. If you haven't entered the giveaway, do that because we're about ready to give away more stuff. And we have another surprise coming your way after that. So let's go ahead and we'll pick the winner to win the binder. And I saw several questions about that. So we're going to go ahead and answer those for you. And then we will pick a winner. And then I will do a walkthrough of the inside of the pass portal because I know so many of you have that. And I want to make sure you know how to get the most out of it. All right. So to answer your questions on the binder, I'm first going to show you how you can buy it and how you can get like the best deal on it.
Yeah.
And
so you should probably, I saw a question for a refresher on what's in it.
So we'll first talk about what's in it and then I'll show you because there were a lot of questions about the coupon codes and how they work and all of that. Yes. So I want to make sure we address that.
So very quickly, we'll do like the
Can you hit us that
quick
box?
version of, this is the home binder that we were showing. Which way is the camera? There we go. A few minutes ago. So first things first, there is a link to the freebie. There we go. There's a link to the freebie. And the freebie is what is in the very back of this. Now, whether you have this binder or not, you can still get this freebie and use it. You do not have to use it inside this binder. So like, here's an example of the freebie that we're giving to all of you. So we have each of the session categories broken up so that you can see, like right here, here's all of the sessions. And you can take little notes, do ratings, pick your top 3 that you want to watch. And then when you flip the page, you will have a little worksheet for picking out action steps, taking notes, and also habit tracking that fits in with some of the how to keep the motivation going. So this right here, if you go, can you put the freebie link up real quick? I'll let you see your screen.
Let me see if I can find the freebie link. Maybe.
It's probably one of the...
Is it on there?
Yeah, we've put it up, I think.
Oh, I thought so
Or
too.
it should be /free gift. Can you create one?
Yep, I guess I
All right, we'll work on getting it up. But if you go to GOHQV.com/free gift, it's also in the pinned comment and in the description, you get this. And it was designed to fit inside the home headquarters binder. So just a real quick overview of what's inside this binder. This is a color-coded binder to keep track of everything that you might want to keep track of for your home. So we start with reference. So this is like emergency contacts and things like that. Then we go on to finance, and so all of these pages are like your budget, things along those lines, keeping track of subscriptions. Then we have food, which is like your meal plans. We have 52 weeks of meal plans in here for you so that your meal plans for the entire year you can keep inside this binder. Let me move over a little bit so you can see it better. So you can keep your meal plans for a whole year. Then we go to cleaning. So this is where you can keep cleaning routines, keep track of like those weird projects like, I don't know, changing the air filter in your house or something that you may not always know when you need to do it again. You can keep track of those in here. Then we have celebrations. So this is like gift tracking and this is birthdays and keeping track of all of that. Then self-care, which I saw so many of you commenting on, loving the sessions on self-care at Get Organized HQ Virtual this year. And this is like keeping track of important health information, things along those lines. Then we have family. So this is where you can keep just important info for your family. We also have an additional printable pack. It's included whenever you purchase the binder of pet printables.
And when we say included, we mean you will need to print it yourself, but you get all of the extra printable packs and add-ons, whether you purchase the print it yourself, obviously you would get those, but also if you purchase the physical, there's lots of add-on packs that you could print out and add to your binder.
Yes, so you'll get that can get printed and added. So this is where you keep that. And then last but not least, your miscellaneous, which the standard just comes with, you know, some pages for like bucket lists for the seasons. And that is where we designed your freebie pack for Get Organized HQ Virtual to fit in. So if you already have the binder, I know several of you do. We've also seen that over 100 of you have gone and grabbed a binder. And if you have that, it fits right in here. But like I said, if you don't have the binder, there's actually like nothing inherently magical about this exact binder. You can still use that printable pack. You can put it in a folder. You can put it in your own binder or anything like that.
And I also want to mention, we didn't mention this before because I love this. It comes in a keepsake box, very similar to the style of our planners. So it just comes in this really nice box that you can keep it in, or you could even use this box for all sorts of other things. I just love it when things come in like fun, nice packaging. And
do you want to switch the camera back?
Yeah, we're going to switch the camera back. And then I want to walk you through how you can get that binder and get the best deal on it. So there are some links. I'm going to put this one up. This is to the physical binder. So that is the type of a link. We also have those in the pinned comment.
It's in the pinned comment.
Okay, so we have it in the pinned comment as well. And that is the coupon code that you're going to need to get, I believe it's $160 off that binder. So let me go ahead and walk you through how to get the best deal on the binder. So I'm going to switch to sharing my screen with you. So here I am in our shop, and you're going to notice here that you have two options. Now the links we put will take you directly to the options. So we have the physical binder. This is mail to your door. You do have to be within the US. Unfortunately, we cannot ship internationally. That's not my choice, but this one will get mailed. It's exactly what Tasha was holding up and showing you. And in addition to that, it will include all of the add-on packs and even the packs that are already in there to print for yourself. So if you just need one more sheet, or if you want to add on a pet pack, for example, they're all color coordinated and designed to fit in the binder. So you'll get that as well. So this is the physical mail to your door version. And then this version here is the print it yourself version. So it's the exact same thing, but you print it out yourself and put it together yourself. So those are your two different options. And they both, I have huge coupon codes for both of them. So for example, we'll do the example of the physical binder. So you can add this to your cart. And then one of the things that I showed earlier, yes, and I have a quantity of 2 in here. I'm going to change that to 1 just because I've been demonstrating. So if you want to change a quantity, you click it here and then you update the cart. And then in addition to the coupon code that I gave you, that is listed below. Is it below the link?
The coupon code?
Yeah.
No, it is down in the description.
Okay, in the description, the coupon code is listed. There is a different coupon code for the physical binder and for the print it yourself version. So you'll need to pick the coupon code that goes with your version. Unfortunately, my technology didn't allow me to make them the same. So you'll get the coupon code that you need because you want to make sure you save that $160. And in addition to that, we have this thing, this wheel that you can spin that's really fun. So you just click there. It should pop up for you. You don't need to put in your email address or anything like that. You just click try your luck. It will come up with a code for you. And then you can copy that code or continue and use discount. Then at this point, you will check that you have read the terms and conditions. You will click the checkout button. And after you do that, there will be a coupon code field. And that is where you will be able to go ahead and put in both of those coupon codes. So I'm going to go ahead and
You went back to the camera. Is that?
I know.
Okay.
I meant to. Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like when I do that. So here you'll see that coupon code that I got from spinning the wheel that gives me that additional percentage off is already applied. So I'm going to need to paste in or copy in the code for the binder. And then I click apply, and then you'll see that takes that discount off. And so I can get both of those discounts at one time. I don't know about you, but I just love stacking discounts and getting the best deal possible. So you will be able to do that. And then it shows me what my total is there after both of the discounts. So you'll see that I think about $160 came off of that. And then an additional percentage came off down here. And then I would simply fill out my personal information, my address, and click continue to shipping. It will give shipping information. Or if you buy the print it yourself, obviously we won't ship you anything. You'll be able to download it right away. And that process works exactly the same. This coupon code is also good on anything else in the shop if you would like to use it. I want to be really clear that coupon code does not apply to things that are not in the shop. So the all access pass that you buy separately, that coupon code doesn't apply at all. There are no coupon codes. It is already at its very lowest price. So that is just for the shop. So I hope that clarifies what you need to do in order to get the best deal on that.
And I did see a couple of questions about the printable version. So first of all, yes, you can totally buy the printable version internationally. Like Laura said,
Yes.
we cannot ship internationally. So like this physical version of the binder, that one we cannot ship that internationally, but printable version you can buy from anywhere in the world, absolutely. And also I saw the question, do you, is there like a printable version of the dividers in the printable version of
Yes,
the binder?
there is a version of the dividers that you can print out yourself. They look very similar to this one. And like there's even a cover and a spine. So like basically everything you would need to set it up as close as you can to that one is included in that package.
Okay, so with that, if you want to go ahead and pull up the giveaway link again, we are going to draw one more winner to win the physical binder. So we had drawn one a little bit ago. We're going to draw one more winner, and you're going to get this like printed, mailed to your door binder, and that freebie, it's going to fit right into the back of this. So that'll be so exciting, and what a treat to start your organizing journey, applying what you've learned at Get Organized HQ Virtual, and having this binder where you can put all sorts of information and start using it to apply what you've learned. It's got the meal planners, and so maybe you can take some of the tips from the meal planning sessions and use those. It's got all sorts of budgeting pages for you to organize your finances, everything like that. So the link is up there. That link on the screen, you cannot click on the screen. You can type that link in, or you can go to the pinned comment, or you can go to the description and find the giveaway there.
And there's one more question I saw a couple times. Yeah. The coupon code for these binders is valid through Sunday. So through Sunday night is when you can use those, and then they'll expire. So if you were wondering that, that's how long you have to use those codes.
Okay, and for the giveaway of the binder, congratulations to Janet Palaxo. You are the winner of the binder. So we will be in touch via email. You. Yeah, we will email you to make sure that we get you your binder. So congratulations. And with that, I think we are ready to move on. So I know we asked at the beginning, although I want to ask again now, because I think some have stayed with us from the beginning, some may have just hopped on. How many of you have the All Access Pass so that you can keep watching and rewatching all of these sessions? Plus, there are so many bonuses inside the pass. So I think what Laura is going to do is she's going to pull up that All Access Pass portal because there is so much in there. So we want to do a little walkthrough for you so that you know where to go to find the different videos, where to look for. Some of our speakers have contributed additional bonuses. So in addition to the lifetime access to the 104 Get Organized HQ virtual sessions, plus replays of all of the live events, there are even more goodies inside the All Access Pass. There are online courses, there are ebooks and printable packs, things along those lines. And so Laura is going to do a quick walkthrough. Those of you who have the pass, you'll be able to see on this walkthrough where to look to find some of those things. So I think, are you ready to pull that up?
Yes, I am ready to pull that up. I've seen a ton of people saying that they have the pass, so I think this will be really helpful. If you don't have the pass, if you haven't got yours yet and you still want it, I would do it like literally right this second because the price is going to go up in probably about an hour. So you'll want to go ahead and get it, but even at full price, it is like a steal. It's like
at full price, it's less than $1 per session, and that's not counting any of the bonus materials that are included.
Yes. Okay. So this is what you'll see when you log into your portal. As soon as you order, and those of you who have already ordered within like 5 minutes, you'll receive an email. There's one very simple link to click to log in, and bam, you're there. You don't have to remember logins and passwords, and we made that process very easy because I know that can be stressful. So this is exactly where it will take you when you log in. And it's got a little welcome. It tells you who to contact if you have any technical issues, and that would be the support email. And then here we have a little information on navigating. And then next you'll have the kickoff party and our bonus that we included with the pass, which is a free month to our insiders membership. So I'll just show you what that looks like. Pretty soon we're going to break this up and have the content portion separate from the Q&A just to make it easier for you. And when you want to get back to something, I think sometimes this part can be a little bit like, oh, what else is there? You can jump to another module by clicking here. So these are following the way we categorize these on the schedule. So you could just jump right to another module, just click here to go to the next lesson, or I prefer to go back here and see everything together. And then all of our keynote sessions and any of the live replays are also included in the pass. even if they had a pre-recorded session. So you're going to see here that for like the keynotes, we had a pre-recorded version. So you'll be able to watch that here. So cleanly without any of the Q&A. And then the Q&A portion, we also downloaded and put it here in your path. So this is where you would watch the Q&A portion that we did live on Monday night. That is already here for you. Then we'll have you see that each of the keynotes are here with the Q&A. And then each of our coffee chats are here as well that we did live, and the midday meetups are here as well. So that's where you find all of your live things. And whenever we are done here with this thing that we're doing now, we will also add that. Obviously we can't add it yet because it is literally live, but that'll be their one-stop shop. And then this is when we dive into the meat of the regular sessions. And so these are organized for you by the category that they appeared on the schedule. You can click this and drop down and see which items there are. So for example, I'll just click one of them and show you. So here you can play the video. One thing that is really nice that I'd like to point out, I don't really want to play it, I'm going to pause it here, but like you could, go anywhere you want in this video. We also have captions on everything, so you would just choose captions if you would like that. You can adjust the volume, and here, one of my favorite things, you can adjust the speed if you want to watch them faster or slower. So I wanted to point that out for you, and also it saves where you were in the video. I love that, so that I can come back if I was in the middle of watching one. And then below each video, these are the links that were included with their session. So usually it's where you can follow them to learn more, like their website, YouTube, their socials. Many of our speakers chose to include a freebie for everyone, and the links to that will be down below as well for your convenience. And if the speaker contributed an all access pass bonus, so that would be something that they ordinarily sell that you get included with your pass, it is also under their video. So this one, she included her routine expansion roadmap. So you could click there and get that. Note that the only thing that ever expires is not the bonuses, the additional bonuses themselves, but sometimes you do need to redeem them by a specific time because it's just not possible for everybody to leave coupon codes that last forever. So you might want to pay attention to that. But that's literally how it looks in the past. So you'll go through each of these sections. And then I want to point out something that you may not have noticed down at the bottom, especially if you're starting at the top. In the additional bonus materials, what we have done here is we have taken all of the cheat sheets and put them together. We've taken all the worksheets and put them together. So all the different things that go with the pass, we have put those together. So I'll kind of show you what that looks like. When we do this, we always put them in alphabetical order by their name. Just so we have an objective way to order them. Sometimes people ask that. So here's what the cheat sheet looks like. And these are exclusive. You only get these with the pass. So it'll give you a snapshot, quick tip, a quote, some key takeaways. And most people's favorite on this is the action steps. So it'll help you apply it and give you some concrete action steps. So we've put all those together for you, but you could also find just this sheet for Abby's session under her session. So we just put it there for your convenience to make it easy to find. If you want it right there with the session, great. If you prefer to have them all together, you can either print them, put them on your iPad, you can do that as well. Then we have the worksheets. I've seen some really good comments about the fill in the blank worksheets that really help with active listening, retaining what you're learning. So we have those for you as well. And then my personal favorite, and I've heard rave reviews, are our handwritten notes. So that really gives you kind of a more, it's not quite a full transcript, but it's not quite as summary as the cheat sheet. So it's kind of an in-between for you to give you a full outline of what the session was about. So this is kind of what those look like. And so we've got those all together for you. The notes are literally just a title with a notes page for you to fill in your own notes. And then we also have the transcripts. So these are edited transcripts. As you can see, we divided them into paragraphs. We added headings. Some of them have pictures where it makes sense to have a picture. And that's really the textbook form. These are fairly long. It has the entire session, like everything they said in their session. If you're one who really just prefers to read, or I could also see it might be easier to refer back to it in written form. So we give this to you as well. So this is, for example, all Abby's. So these are pretty long. And then we go into the next Abby's. We have two Abby's.
Yes.
They spell their names differently. So we have those all together, or again, you would.
Well, there's another Abby who spells her name that way too. So
Yes,
there's 3
yes,
Abby's
right. I
actually.
didn't realize how many we had until
I
I
know.
was looking at this. So we have them all together or below the sessions for you. And then in addition to that, we have the exclusive speaker content. And this is something that's new this year that I feel like we haven't gotten a chance to talk about as much. And that is that the speakers submitted a little bit of extra content for you. These are mostly personalized to the speaker, what questions.
Yes, so each of those speakers actually got asked a different set of questions. So like Abby, Becky, Carla, Cass, as you look through those, it's not going to be that speaker's answers to the same questions. We asked Abby a few additional questions, and then we asked Becky a few additional questions, and then we asked Carla a few additional questions. So if you've been with us since the beginning of this live, you saw, I would call it like a compilation video, where you just saw a little snippet from each of the speakers answering the same question, but like this video right here with Abby Lawson, it is totally different questions, unique to Abby, that she answered, and it's exclusive to All Access Pass holders. And then if you scroll down there all the way to the bottom, if you want to catch those compilation video again and a couple other questions we asked all of the speakers, you can find those there as well.
Yes, so that's what it looks like. And somebody also asked where to get them all together, so I'll go over that one more time so you know where to get them. So this is where you would, under each session you get just that session's cheat sheet and handwritten notes and transcript and things like that. But if you want to get them all together, you're going to scroll way down through all the different modules, and they're in additional bonus materials. And this is where we've put them all together in one file for you. It's the same thing that's under each session, but just for your convenience, some people like to have that. So that is what it looks like inside the pass. So I hope that helps you kind of take a tour of the pass and make sure that you're getting the most out of that pass that you have.
Yes, so if you can put the giveaway link up again, just in case anyone missed it, I think a lot of you have entered already, but we are gonna give away a free All Access Pass. So if you've already purchased the All Access Pass, we will just refund your past purchase so that it's free to you.
Same with all the giveaways,
same with
like
the
the
binder
binder
or
if you
anything
already
like
bought
that.
it, yeah.
But we're gonna have one winner for an All Access Pass, and let me get that pulled up. There are a lot of things open on my computer.
All right, yeah, so we're gonna give away one of these. If you haven't got yours yet, there is a link in the description where you can go buy it. It's still half price for a little bit longer, but even at full price, it is a really good deal.
Yes, so congratulations to Gloria O'Connor. You are the winner of the free All Access Pass. We will email you to get that to you, but congratulations. If you want to switch that, we can also put up the link. If you have not grabbed the All Access Pass yet, we are getting to the point where it's going to be minutes rather than hours remaining to get the pass for that discount. It is going up to full price at the end of this event. So if you, who doesn't want to get the best deal that they can, right? You could still buy it for double tomorrow if you wanted to, but you can still get in for that $49 price for a little bit longer. But if you are catching the replay, like we said, there are over 100 sessions, and it is less than $100 for the pass at full price. So you can go get that there. And I think it is time for our next special treat.
Yes, this is another one that is making its debut this year.
Yes, so let me know in the comments how many of you were able to make it to one of our midday meetups this year. So these were so fun.
Whether you could make it live or whether you watched
Yes.
the replay, I'm just
Either
curious
one.
who got to participate in any of those.
So for those of you who weren't able to participate, our midday meetup was a time where we were able to come together live, and the entire goal was to take 10 minutes and to do just one thing. Is that not the theme that we have been hearing over and over? I've seen it in the comments from you. I've seen it in the Q&As that we've done. It's in the sessions. Focus on 5 minutes matters, doing just one thing, doing the next thing that you can do to see real, tangible progress in your home. And so we thought that we would do one last organizing challenge here on our wrap party so that you can see even more progress, because that's the thing. Get Organized HQ Virtual is amazing. There is so much inspiration. You probably have, if you're a note taker, you probably have pages and pages of notes from all of the sessions that you've been watching. There is so much to take in, but the thing that really, really matters and that's going to make the biggest difference is not watching the sessions and taking the notes, but it's taking what you've learned in the space in your home, and that is what is going to give you less stress and more peace. And so we wanted to carve out just a little bit of time here for one more organizing challenge to do together. I'm seeing some excitement in the comments from people
lots of people who
yes.
made it to the meetup.
Yes. So we have one last challenge for you today. So today's challenge is going to be, I don't know if I should call it a food declutter, like a pantry fridge declutter. I can tell you, I think, was it this morning that I texted you that I was like, oh, I gotta do something about my refrigerator and what
I did that last
in
night.
my refrigerator.
Yeah. I was like, how long has this been in here?
Yes, so this is gonna be 10 minutes. You can work on cleaning out your fridge. I know I can collect leftovers in there that I just need to get them out and at least get the containers into the sink so that I can wash them. You could do a pantry declutter. Just go through and look for anything that is expired. Also, hint, if you are wanting to declutter food from your pantry, did you know that you can take, unexpired, unopened food to a food pantry? And you can donate it there, because I think so many times food is one of those things, like you can't take food to a lot of your common donation centers. They don't sell food there, but you can find a local food pantry and support them and also declutter your pantry at the same time. Unexpired, unopened food in that case. And if you already have your fridge and your pantry decluttered and cleaned out, another option would also be to just work on making sure your dishes are cleaned. So something in the decluttering, organizing, pantry, fridge, kitchen, for me, sometimes in my fridge, even if it's pretty cleaned out, what I really need to do is just take the things out and wipe down the shelves. We're gonna switch to this camera over here.
Oh, it just battery died.
Yeah, the battery died. We'll change that in just a second. But for me, I just sometimes need to take those shelves out and I need to wipe them down. Like, does anyone else get stuff like spilled all over those shelves? So 10 minutes, we are gonna put a countdown timer up on the screen. You're not gonna hear us talking. There's not gonna be any audio. But we wanna encourage you to get up and go to your kitchen, go to your refrigerator, your pantry, see how much you can declutter in just 10 minutes, and then come meet us back here, and we wanna hear what you accomplished.
All right. And if you can't, like if you're like in the car or something and you can't do, your freezer or pantry, you can just declutter anything else.
Yes.
So if there's some reason, or maybe you just did it yesterday and you literally have no food
I
to
think
get rid
on
of.
Monday someone was like, well, I guess I can declutter my glove box.
Yeah, so you can do an alternate just decluttering.
Yes.
So we'll put this up for 10 minutes. You won't hear anything. You can even leave your computer and go declutter that food or whatever you need to do, and then come back and we'll talk about what we accomplished. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes. Alrighty. How did your
I'm seeing so many comments come in
fridge
about how it all
declutter go?
went. So let's see. I see just cleaned out one freezer in the house and threw away old things, which is great. Started a load of laundry and went to look for something in my storage room. Put things away that I have just placed on the counter of my pantry. That is such a common thing. I think we all have that flat surface in our home where things just pile up and it's really easy to see them there and like not take them with you when you're going to the room that they go to. So that is fantastic. I see got rid of a bunch of leftovers and expired condiments. Anything that lives in the door of your refrigerator is sneaky about expiring. Like it can just sit there and get like shuffled around and it gets like behind the ranch dressing and behind the barbecue sauce, and who knew that we've had this sitting there for years. So expired condiments are definitely good to look for. I see some pantry organization happening. I see some dishes, cleaning up the kitchen. I love, Murphy says, I found my kitchen table by uncovering the things that were on it, which is great. So great job. And I hope that whether you've been able to join us for all of the midday meetups, or if this was your first time doing one of our 10-minute organizing challenges, I hope that this will serve as a reminder of how powerful just 10 minutes is. Now, nobody is here saying, I overhauled my entire life and I have my entire meal plan figured out for the rest of the year and everything is organized and decluttered, but you do have tangible progress that you can see. When we wrap this up here in a few minutes and you go back into your kitchen and you open the fridge tonight when you're making dinner or to get a glass of milk or something like that, you are gonna be like, oh, wow, like look, I did that today. That is the result of what I applied from what I learned. And so that is really where a lot of the progress is going to come from. Even if you feel like, man, I do not have time to declutter my entire pantry and make all these matching bins and put all these labels on it, just doing 10 minutes and seeing what you can get done. I just hope that this is something that you'll remember. And like we were talking about at the beginning of this, whenever you lose motivation, try setting a timer, 10 minutes, and see what you can get done. And that Get Organized HQ virtual Facebook group is still gonna be there. We leave it up for a full year after the event, so you can come back and comment about your progress and celebrate your wins there with us.
Yes. All right, so I think we wanna do a few more giveaways. We're gonna do a giveaway of the pass and a giveaway of the binder. So while Tasha is pulling those up, I'm going to answer a few questions I saw coming in. One question about the binder. People want to know if the printable version is included with the physical. And yes, everything in the printable you get included with your physical. So that way, if you want to print out extras, if you want to do add-ons, you're able to do that. So that is included in that. Let's see, what other questions did I see? I see lots of people are just talking about what they got done, which is great.
Yes, so I think a lot of the questions I saw about the binder, so did you mention that when we wrap this up, I mean, actually right now, you can actually go through in the video. That's one nice thing about YouTube. If you were joining us at the very beginning, then you probably remember that we were a little bit late getting live today because we weren't able to go live on Facebook. So definitely comment and let us know, how was the YouTube experience for you? We are still getting familiar with it, so definitely some things that we want to figure out if we're gonna continue to go live on YouTube. But in general, how is that experience for you as a user, as a viewer? And also, yeah, so we're gonna give away a binder
and all the questions, if you basically even now or when we're done, you can go back to that section. I wish I could find the timestamp, but I wasn't able to do that for you. And we might go ahead and edit the description in a little bit and put that timestamp in there for you so that you're able to go right to where I showed you how to use the coupon codes. And also, I think in the pinned comments, does that have the coupon code?
It's in the description.
Oh, it's in the description.
Yes.
Yes, and there was a little bit of a issue with the description.
So we'll fix that when we get off.
So as soon as we get off, which should be just a couple minutes here, we're kind of wrapping up.
Yeah.
Then you will be able to click that. It'll be a little bit more clear. The coupon code will be typed out for you. And then we'll try to put the timestamp of when you can go watch where I walked through that process. So that you can get the best deal you possibly can.
Yes. But the coupon code is down in the description. And so like without showing you, you spin the wheel in the shop and get your coupon code and you copy and paste the coupon code from the description.
And I mean, you don't have to do that. It's just if you want to maximize.
If you want to use 2 coupon codes instead of just 1 coupon code, you can. So, but all that to say, once we wrap this up, you can always go back in the video. We had 2 different times in the video where we walked through step by step how to apply both coupon codes so you can get the...
And if you're watching the replay, the description will be fixed. So within about 5 minutes of wrapping it up, we will clarify some things. We're just a little afraid to edit it while we're live. We don't know what will happen if it'll cut us off. So... we don't want to do that, but let's go ahead and
All right, so we'll do a giveaway of the binder. It's a little bit washed out because of the camera, sorry, but binder. You will get the physical binder mailed to you. So congratulations to Deborah Horn. You are the winner of this binder. And then we are going to give away an all access pass so that you can have lifetime access to all of the Get Organized HQ Virtual 2023 sessions. And so congratulations to Jennifer Taylor. You are the winner of the all access pass. So both Deborah and Jennifer, we will be in touch via email to get you your all access pass. I'm making a note right now so we do not forget what you won. And your binder, Deborah. And then, last but certainly not least, we are going to wrap this up with 5 more giveaways, a $100 Container Store gift card for each giveaway winner. And so the Container Store, if you've never been there, it is literally a store of containers. It has containers for everything that you could possibly want to contain. And it is the perfect place to go on a shopping spree after Get Organized HQ Virtual. And so let me real quickly get the winners of that.
All right, awesome. So these will win, like she said, the Container Store gift card. I have some Container Store bins. You can't really see them. They're down pretty low down there. You can just get so much. And if you don't have one near you, they're really kind of only in big cities. They will ship to you. So you should be able to use that gift card. So it should be super fun. And let's see what other announcements. I think you should have already, I'll put that up one last time to enter the giveaway. And then let's see what other things. I think that's about all we have for you. If you want to get the pass, as soon as we are off here, we're going to update the description, and then we will get that price up to full price. So this is your kind of last chance to sneak in if you haven't done that yet. And even if you're watching the replay, even at full price, it's still quite a good deal. Less than $1 per session, plus like all the bonuses that it includes. Lots of people saying that they love the Container Store. Lots of people liking the YouTube. Somebody said something about needing a channel to comment. You don't need a YouTube channel in order to comment. I think you just need a Google account. So like if you have Gmail, lots of people use Google Photos, Google Drive, Google Sheets, any of those, and it's free. So that's what is required if you would like to comment.
All right, well, with that, I think it is time to draw our 5 winners of the $100 Container Store gift card, our last giveaway for Get Organized HQ Virtual 2023. Like, can you believe that it is coming to an end? It is absolutely crazy, but congratulations to Patty Curry, Melinda Maddox, Bethany Oros, Amy Gilchrist, and Sarah Sadiq. You are the winners of the Container Store gift cards. We will be in touch via email to get you your gift card. I hope you have a wonderful shopping spree at the Container Store, getting containers for whatever it is that you want to organize. And I think that that might just be a wrap of Get Organized HQ Virtual 2023. What do you think, Laura?
All right, somebody asked for the URL to the All Access Pass, and I've seen a couple comments, so let's leave you with that, because this is like, definitely what you want. If you want to keep it going all year and you want more opportunity and are sad for it to end, then this pass, that'll give you lifetime access to all of the sessions, plus all those bonuses that I showed, for each session. And, one thing I didn't emphasize too much, that I always get emails about people not realizing that there's a whole section of stuff, category of stuff that speakers contributed, extra bonuses of stuff that they sell, and you get those in addition. And like one of them, like the closet organizing, I think is like $38 or $46 something. It's worth very close to the price of the pass by itself.
There are some bonuses that are worth more than the price of the pass by themselves.
Just that you could go to their shop, today and buy that. So I always like to let people know because we always get people who are like, oops, I didn't even realize that it included that because it just comes with so much. It's hard to even talk about it all. So I want to make sure you know that. And that if you're watching live, you better go get that now if you want the best deal. And if you're watching the replay, it's still an awesome deal at full price. And congratulations to everyone who won.
Yeah.
We cannot wait to see you again next year. I mean, you can go ahead and mark your
Yes,
calendars.
we did get a question about Get Organized HQ Virtual 2024, and yes, we were literally talking about it this morning. So apparently we can't finish one project before we start planning for the next.
That's actually true, yes.
But I really hope that we see absolutely every one of you back next year for Get Organized HQ Virtual 2024. Even more organizing goodness, but in the meantime, keep the momentum going. Keep taking just 10 minutes at a time to make real, tangible changes in your life. Celebrate those wins. Celebrate the progress that you're making. Post in the attendee Facebook group. Email us. You can send us emails of whatever it is that you've organized, just if you want someone to celebrate with the progress that you're making. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making this a wonderful year. I'm about to get emotional here.
Yes.
So
and we
you.
need to say thank you to
Oh my. All right, everyone buckle up. We got the people to say thank you to. I'm glad you remembered. Because truly, this does not happen with just Laura and I. Not in a million years. And so
you're gonna make me tear up too.
We're gonna end crying. Okay. Yes, but it truly does not happen without a huge team of people behind us. And so would you like me to just list them all, or
do you think you can hold it together?
Okay, yes. So everything that you see that looks so amazingly beautiful, if you just felt organized being a part of Get Organized HQ Virtual, that is because of Claire. Oh man, this event,
everything,
the binder.
Oh my goodness! And
if you like how this looks, that's Claire.
The beautiful
Applause.
dividers, all of the web pages, and just all of the beautiful things. You just would not believe how much she does and what a difference it makes, and how hard she works. Everyone on our team does all year.
Then let's talk about those transcripts, your handwritten notes, your cheat sheets. So many of the things that pertain to the actual videos. And also, as I say all this, I am confident that I don't even know everything that our team does. They just get things done for us. So this is scratching the surface, but Stacy is the one who takes care of so much of that stuff.
She literally wrote every single one of those
notes. She handwrote the handwritten notes. Can you imagine the task of handwriting 104 sessions worth of handwritten notes? So that is Stacy. Also, Sarah helps with some of the transcripts as well. And so if you enjoy those, thank you to them. Customer service. I have seen so much love for customer service. If you have, if you've reached out to customer service, you will be well taken care of. And all of that is Debbie. And I really think that my hands would fall off if I had to respond to all of the emails. And she is on it. If there are emails waiting in the inbox, she is sad about it because she wants to get responses to you and get you taken care of. And that just makes everything such a better experience, doesn't it? Whenever you have responses to your emails and your questions. And Debbie also does so much coordinating to make sure that everything gets to where it needs to be. And so we absolutely could not do this without her.
Now the web pages and all of that tech, we need to thank Jeff for that. And and with 104 sessions, there are a lot of things that need to be done lots of times. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but Jeff, gets it done and gets all that stuff done for us. Rim edited every single video that you see, I think. So he did a great job as well.
Yes, I have to say, I legitimately felt bad sometimes assigning things to Jeff because I was like, so sorry, we have 104 speakers and this has to be done 104 times. But our team is amazing at just doing things without complaining. Also, shout out to Naomi, who keeps some of the other things running for us. She posts things on our social medias for us.
She's answering you on
social media as well. So this was actually her first. Is she of this group that we're naming? I think she was the only one who this was her first Get Organized HQ Virtual with us. And so shout out there. Also, there is so much other help that we get. I mean, from others, we have people who help us with various things on sales pages and with various things with some of the nitty gritty. Laura is all into statistics and tech and things like that.
We have 2 Carries to thank for that.
2 Carries and an Erin and so many people who do so much. And then also, thank you to our speakers. Thank you to our speakers for taking the time to create these videos. Thank you to our speakers. I have seen so many of them. I don't know if I'm misremembering or if they have been like shown up more than ever before. I have seen them coming to our lives. I've seen them responding to your comments in the Facebook group. I have just seen them so present, ready to dive into this event, and just thank you to them. I mean, obviously, we could not do an 104 speaker conference with just Laura and I, and so we are so grateful to have so many women who come on board with this.
And obviously we wouldn't have a event like this without the speakers contributing their videos and their knowledge. So huge thank you to them as well.
Yes. So all that to say, it is not just Laura and I. You see our faces all the time, but we could not do this if we were not being held up by so many people around us. Also, like our families who have like not seen us for a week. Like we could not do this without an entire team of people supporting us and encouraging us. And yeah, so don't think that it is just us.
Yes. All right. Well, with that, I think that is a wrap for Get Organized HQ Virtual 2023.